Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
Kill my father! No, I am your father. What? Wait, no, I'm pregnant and you're the father. What? I mean, you're pregnant and I'm the baby. What?
I'm lost by the sea, I'm learning to breathe. It's blinding how bright its white sand is. I'm lost in my mind, how can I figure you out? I cannot believe how beautiful you are. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. Thoughts, I'm forgetting to breathe. I cannot believe how beautiful your voice is, but I can't hear what you're saying because of the wind, and I hate how fast you make my heart beat. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My deepest desire turned into burning need. I'll keep chasing my
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Tonight we have a wonderful selection of topics and panelists and silly, wacky little things that will certainly not make you angry, not make you laugh, and maybe even make you cry all at the same time. But before we get into that, we have Richard Bones Maloney, Renan, and Jake's Toes have yet to make an appearance on the stream. I saw people in chat, quite literally, as that intro was playing, ask for Jake's dogs. I think Jake's dogs are the #1 most requested on this guest on this stream so far. So, but how's everybody's night going?
Wonderful.
Very good.
I was
Heck
fine before the stream started.
How are the dogs doing?
No comment.
Bring out the dogs.
No.
They want the dogs.
No.
Where are the dogs?
He's got some
No.
he's got some rippers on him, dude.
Show me them piggies. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Amplify the Signal says, I will say, despite the mics, I was Raw Time Champ tonight. Well, listen, you're always Raw Time Champ in my heart as well. Amplify. Appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good match, other than the, missing the target type of things. But people, actually, we might as well talk about that as well. Speaking of missing the target tonight, you guys may or may not be aware of Mr. PSI, Practical Shooting Insights, getting the old Discord server banned and having to have us all migrate onto new servers and move around and whatnot and all this sort of annoying nonsense that we have to do back and forth. Well, he also decided to mass report my Ko-Fi page as well and get my Ko-Fi taken down, which, as you guys know, is a very large support structure for the show, and by proxy, my family, my wife, and children as well. So kind of annoying that when I woke up a few days ago, I got this email from Ko-Fi saying, hey, your Ko-Fi has been unpublished due to a violation of our terms of service. Specific reason, incitement to violence. Now, there are some pretty spicy chats over there on Ko-Fi because Ko-Fi is censorship free for the most part. I think they quite literally allow you to say anything, and some of you guys abuse that to the max for sure. But incitement to violence, no. People might say some mean words, but certainly no incitement to violence. Now, fortunately, after appealing the decision and giving them the context of why it was being reported and some other things, the page got republished today, which is why it's still linked over there. So if you want to support or to say something that might be a little too edgy for YouTube, Ko-Fi is a place to do that. And also they only take 5% versus up to 50% on YouTube. So that was a nice little thing on a Monday morning. PSI tried, nice try, better luck next time. See you later, my dude. Keep stacking up those L's. How about that? That's right.
Can't keep us down.
That's right.
Well, you can keep us migrating from Discord server to Discord server, but as long as the show keeps going, that's what's important. Fortunately, places like YouTube and Instagram are a little bit better about fake mass reportings and nonsense like that. All right. Casually fascist because I'm an anti-dem communist. Or are you saying because I'm anti-dem communist, like them communists, stacking commies and banging mommies? All right, very Ben Steger coded. For 2 says, look out, pores, let a real membo show you how to tip. As long as you're not showing us the tip. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 5 says, my wife let me buy a Jeep and a Geisley Mod 1 Super Duty. Still no poontang though. Well, see, you guys want some advice here? All right, listen. If your wife allows you to do anything, that's the problem, and why she doesn't respect you. Yeah, that's the problem. If your wife allows you to spend the money that you earn. Now, the flip side of that is if you're a stay-at-home boy toy and she's the breadwinner, well, then you kind of deserve what you get. If that's the life that you want to live, right?
That's in
little secret
the
there.
Bible says.
Yeah. Play silly games, win silly prizes. My boy toy male twink wife, or whatever that saying is. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for $10 says PSI Adolf or Taylor Swift, but she's a thick goth girl with a Mark 18, not a clone. She actually jacked it from an armory. You have to M1, you have to M1, marry one, and F1. Go. Oh, wait. I see what you're saying. So this is an FMK with PSI, Adolf, and Taylor Swift.
I don't think we can answer this on stream.
We can. Yeah. There is a real answer in there, no matter how it might be. But there is a real answer there. Damn. Wow. All right. Thank you, Casually Fascist, because I'm anti-dem communist. That was a great way to start off. So Martin Psycho for 5 says, Focus told me to cool it with the unhinged super chats. Only happy super chats from now on. Heart emoji, unicorn emoji, lollipop, flower, heart cat, Lips Heart Dog. Aw, thank you, Subartic Psycho. Appreciate that. That's much better than the one about dismembering me with the chainsaw that you put on Ko-Fi. That one there was a little extreme.
Oh my god.
That's real. And yeah, he was like, listen, and it was over cider too. It was apple cider versus eggnog. And he said, listen, John, you have the wrong opinion. I'm gonna dismember you with the chainsaw.
Is he wrong though?
Damn, I don't know.
It's a weird.
I don't know. I don't know. Is he wrong? I was that like an echo? Oh, there's nothing. Oh, he's gone. Ah, tragic. Your smile under that mask, just those beautiful blue eyes, Jake, gets me
The
every
green,
time.
actually, bro.
Look like
Actually,
Hawkeye eyes, dude.
a Garthan eyes. That's what they are. Boy Anderson for 2 says, wait, Trips follows Treble Woe on X based. Now, I actually don't know who that is. If you're referring to the thumbnail, I just stole it. I don't know what account it had, but I just stole it. Subartic Psycho from 5 says, mouth-watering lollipops, scrumptious gumdrops, and crunchy chocolate bars. Yummy, delicious. See, now that's the positivity we need around here. If you add a couple Israeli flags, then we get protection for YouTube monetization as well. So if you want to be extra ad safe. Casually Fascist, because I'm anti-dem communist for 2, says, why do the blacks be like that, though?
You should ask them.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, this is a panel missing some melanin, so we're not equipped to answer for the black community on whatever it is that you might be referring to there, sir. Thank you for that.
There is a little bit.
You're gonna have to ask Vintage about that
Ooh,
one.
there you go. Yeah, if we had Vintage on the panel. The Light Sport for 2 says Candace Owens timing because she's black.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
That's Jake's favorite clip, by the way.
No, I hate it. It makes my spine tingle in a bad way. It's not good.
In a bad way. All right.
It's not good.
Guns, Gas, and God for $5 says, once again, calling for all music to be put in a playlist. Damn it. Also have a food night. I did eat some food, actually, for dinner. I had pineapple teriyaki chicken and spaghetti. What did everybody else eat? Jake, I know you had Culver's.
You know
Yeah,
what I had?
It's a ritual for him at this point.
It is. It's good to have, some consistency in life.
I think your eyes, since you've been eating Culver's so frequently, I think your eyes are getting more blue.
That's the point.
I just had a protein shake for dinner.
There you go. That's boy dinner right there. It's a protein shake.
That is boy dinner.
Yeah, that's boy dinner. All right. Once again, may God grant us all temperance. Indeed, thank you. I appreciate it, Guns, Gas, and God. Puddle of Chud for $20.
Skibbity toilet riz. Okay.
Says, I need at least 10 screaming Italian guys this stream, please. Still no apartment, but I thought I'd show some support considering the situation. Well, listen, I appreciate it, man. Good luck out there apartment hunting, as I know that is not always particularly fun. So
I don't have
good luck out there.
Screaming Italian men, but I do have one.
I will not stop screaming until you admit I invented logic.
Actually, I think Stegger's German, but I think
Close
that's
enough.
German anyways.
Is it Bones? Bones looks kind of Italian.
I'm mostly Italian, yeah.
There you go. I can tell.
Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, did I click the wrong one? Deer Hunter for $100.
Come here. I can't fix you. No one can fix you. You are a broken, subhuman piece of trash, a garbage person.
But you know who can fix you? Jesus Christ. That's right. Evening John wasn't able to catch Friday night stream, but I caught the VOD this morning. Gotta say, super gay to see that Tard got the Discord nuked. I'll be saying a prayer for you and the family. Thank you very much, sir. Happy to add to the war chest. Also, Matthew 7-24, New King James Version. God bless. We are working on getting the OG Discord server back. So, with some luck and a little bit of patience, we might be back up to full operational strength with only a mild disruption in service. Now, Matthew 7:24-7 in New King James Version is, therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell. And great was its fall. Indeed. Thank you very much, Dear Hunter. Greatly appreciated. And we are going to use that to great success. Great success. Thank you. Zanico for 5 says, gotta go. Wife is ready. PSI is juice box. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you, Zanico. Good luck out there, my man. Thank you. Hope you have a good night. Hugh Jasper 2 says, wood nut inside her. Referring to Candace. Funny name, that lady. Focus from Swipe for 5 says, evening, gents. Another crazy night, but not as crazy as Candace.
It feels a little fake and gay. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
Thank you. Guns, Gas, and God for 5 says, wasn't it until the message was read that I realized good was auto-corrected to food? That being said, also have some good food and music. Listen, this weekend, okay? This upcoming weekend, I'll work on it. I'll get a music playlist, okay? I promise. And now that I've said that, I actually have to be held to that because... that's just how it goes. That is just how it goes. Actually, where is this at? 1 second, gentlemen.
Take your time, King.
Okay, so they are popping through over on Ko-Fi as well, but I don't know why I'm not getting the pop-ups on here. I'm on the right one. Hello, stream alerts. Is it working? See, that's working, but why didn't it pop up on stream before? Interesting. But over here on Ko-Fi, there are 3 of these. Says, yeah, actually, no, wait, there's more. Zappy for 5 says, Leighton Gay also is the monthly shooting challenge going to be posted in the new Discord. We need to add that. That is one of the things that we need to do. Gideon Young for 5 says, remove the anime hoe. You got to be more specific. There are actually 2 on this panel currently. Amar for 5 over here says, I'll keep this one PG-13. God bless America. Now, which God are you referring to, Amar? That's the real question. But thank you, Amar. I appreciate it. The Lightspore says, inciting violence is bad. However, hypothetically, should we interact with a specific person of size and race with hammers? Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know, sometimes they're just a little too spicy, maybe.
Yeah, careful how you skirt that one and you don't fall in, dude. Oh my god.
They're some of them are a little rough. Okay, a little rough. He wanted to do some construction work to a human being, utilizing hammers. Okay, so I mean,
criticism.
Yeah, very constructive, reconstructive, perhaps. Zanico for 5 says, all right, I'm back. Did I miss? You didn't miss anything, dude. We've barely even done anything yet, but thank you for the 5, Zany. I appreciate it, sir. All right. Now, this popped up last week, but I thought, you know, since we're on the topic of police forces across the world being jokes, we've talked about Canada and CZ and Colt Canada aiding in the, not necessarily confiscation, but at least the destruction of legally owned firearms. This is somewhat in that vein, very gay, female police officer coded. Can I get that? I need that shot again, right there. That is your average female cop in the UK right now. Wow, now UK police saying that people are not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds. You literally can't make this up, but they will allow Muslims to pray while blasting the call to prayer all over the place. Now, this is a interaction with a female cop and a few people that are singing hymns outside of a church, I want to say, and they're quite literally, hey, you got a license for that hymn, mate? You got a license for that hymn? You can't be singing on the sidewalk. People walking here. Listen, there's a stabbing over there, okay? Come on.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside of
church songs or church
you're not allowed
grounds. That's fine. That's
you're
fine.
not allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Our church outside of church grounds, unless you have unless
That's
you've
a load
been
of rubbish.
authorized by the
You're
church to
allowed.
do this kind of song.
He's not saying anything anymore.
Are you saying that you don't care about the Human Rights Act? You're lost?
Wow.
What an absolutely disgusting police officer.
Yeah,
They have institutional power over you.
Well, and I think that the lady might have actually won the interaction though, because there's two police officers. They attempted to get her to stop. She just starts recording and like making fun of them, and then the police officers walk away while doing a 5-year-old sticking out your tongue, trying to get a rise out of them, I guess. Which is quite funny, but the police officers are walking away. So I imagine in this confrontation that she actually came out on top, fortunately.
Isn't
Yeah.
the was I tripping, or is the cop not even British?
The accent is strange, but I think it's either just really Cockney or like mixed with Irish or something, because she does sound quite strange. But you can tell that it's in the UK somewhere.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not allowed to sing songs.
It's almost yeah, like South African.
Yeah, it's well, it could be some like
Welsh.
other.
Or
it's-
Welsh, yeah. Could
English
be,
is
could be.
not her first language. I'll say that.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not
You
allowed
are.
to sing
You are.
church
You are.
songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside
Outside
of...
the church or church songs or church
You're not allowed
ground.
to-
That's fine. That's
You're
fine.
not allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Our church outside of church grounds, unless you have unless
That's a
you've
load
been
of rubbish.
authorized by the
You're
church to
allowed.
do this kind of song.
He's not saying anything anymore.
Are you saying that you don't care about the Human Rights Act? You're lost?
Freaky cop, Sheezer. Damn, Sheezer. That's quite funny though. Yeah, freaky cop.
It didn't even sound like Welsh. Sounded like some other country that.
It did sound.
It did sound
Eastern European.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as Brass says, there's a couple there's a couple dozen English accents, and then there's also Welsh and Scottish. True. Yeah.
Either way, I would not let somebody like that arrest me. Especially, they don't even carry guns.
No,
so
they don't even have
it's like-
even have guns. They have maybe they looks like pepper spray, maybe a baton at
And a
worst,
silly little hat.
and a silly little hat. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to defend the hat. I think it's part of their cultural heritage, and they should keep the hats. Keep the cool
Still
British
silly.
hats. Remove everything else though, but keep the hats. You know, it's like what do you want in a police officer? You know how they have like from the 40s and 50s, you have like the classic dress blues and the little hat that's kind
Yeah.
of worthless, right? And it's like that's what you want, right? Or do you want your small town cops like armored up from head to toe because they're worried about some migrant going on a stabbing spree or something like that? You know,
Pretty
that
soon,
the
UK cops are going to look like Jake. Well, the female ones at least.
oh, ooh. Very, very
That wasn't
possible.
nice.
I'm sure.
Well, hey,
Jake is much prettier than those British women.
yeah, dude,
Hey,
look
you
at
take
those
that
eyes.
back right now, Richard. I know you know I'm pretty.
I was just talking about the balaclava,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
looking like a burqa.
Now, a story that this is the opposite. Okay, so you have wacky, worthless UK cops trying to get old ladies to stop singing outside of church because it's disruptive or something like that. Very gay, very gay. The opposite of that, however, is this man right here. Man accused of killing his daughter's rapist is running for sheriff, the same office that arrested him last October. Aaron Spencer of Lenoke County, Arkansas, says he's running because the legal system has failed. Back in 2024, Spencer woke up to find his 14-year-old daughter missing from her bed. There was a stuffed animal in a hoodie under the bedsheets. According to court documents, Spencer then began searching the neighborhood and found his daughter in a car with 67-year-old Michael Fossler. Spencer chased the car down, drove it off the road before shooting and killing Fossler. Fossler was facing over 40 child sex crime charges involving Spencer's daughter when he was shot. According to Spencer's wife, the daughter was targeted, groomed, and ultimately raped by the boyfriend of a family friend. I'm a father who acted to protect his daughter when the system failed, Spencer said. Through my own fight for justice, I have seen firsthand the failure in law enforcement and in our circuit court, and I refuse to stand by while others face these same failures. One thing you can't say, if this guy wins his sheriff position, which would be absolutely wild considering he did, let's call it a justified homicide, but he did commit a homicide less than a year ago. But we'll let the man speak for himself.
That sounds like self-defense.
Hello, Lone Oak. My name is Aaron Spencer. Many of you know my story. I'm the father who acted to protect his daughter when the system failed. I'm also a husband, a combat veteran of the 82nd Airborne Division, a contractor, and a farmer. And through my own fight for justice, I have seen firsthand the failures in law enforcement and in our circuit court. And I refuse to stand by while others face these same failures. That's why I'm announcing my candidacy to run for Lonoke County Sheriff. This campaign isn't about me. It's about every parent, every neighbor, every family who deserves to feel safe in their homes and safe in their community. It's about restoring trust, where neighbors know law enforcement is on their side and families know that they will not be left alone in a moment of need. Together, we can build a safer, stronger Lonoke County for every family. I'm Aaron Spencer, and I'm running for Sheriff of Lonoke County.
Now, I don't even know how that works legally speaking, because I imagine he's in some sort of legal action currently, considering that this was only less than a year ago, right? But we have a full article here to go over it as well from Mr. Spencer. So, a father accused of killing his 14-year-old daughter's rapist is running to be sheriff, claiming the legal system failed by charging him with murder. So he is being charged with murder and running for sheriff at the same time. Spencer was charged with second-degree murder, spurring him to run for sheriff in Lonoke County, Arkansas, he said Saturday in a Facebook video launching his campaign. I'm the father who acted to protect his daughter when the system failed. He described his bid as an attempt to restore trust in law enforcement. Spencer was charged with second-degree murder last October after killing Fossler when he found him in a truck with his daughter. The dad told authorities that he had driven around his neighborhood after discovering his daughter was missing. He then found her being driven away by Fossler, who had already been charged with multiple sexual offenses against Spencer's daughter. He forced the accused rapist off the road and shot him, the document stated. Now, that is disgusting. If this guy had already been charged with sexual crimes, not only against Spencer's daughter, but against, I think, what was the total, 40 or so? Fossler was facing over 40 child sex crimes. Go ahead,
this is saying that this man murdered his daughter, right?
No. He murdered the daughter's rapist.
He just murdered her. But he found her.
Alive.
He found him with her.
Correct.
She's 14, and
how is that not? How? In what framework is that considered murder? How is that murder?
Well, I mean,
I would say it's defense of a loved one.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that's charged as murder.
Protecting your child.
Now, does Arkansas
like a politically biased sheriff is what it sounds like to me.
It could, yeah, in charging with murder, because like if somebody grabbed one of my children, like I would be 1,000,000,000% justified in ending their existence, right? Whether they were 14, 15, 16 is kind of irrelevant. They're still a child. And this person has essentially, this is a kidnapping. Whether the child consents to it or not, this is a kidnapping, right? Yep. Just because 100%. A child agrees to get into a car with a stranger does not mean that it's not a kidnapping by definition of taking them away or taking the 14-year-old away from their parents, right? So he stopped a kidnapping and killed the kidnapper and the rapist and a pedophile all in one go, right? With one bullet. Or however many bullets it took, right?
Bullet, yeah.
He's a hero in my book.
Yeah. I just don't understand how they're trying to charge him with murder.
I mean, did he make the guy dig his own grave, or?
Still, you know what? In those circumstances,
I know.
I don't. That's just wild. It
sounds like the dude dug his own grave.
Well,
already, right?
Like Spencer's. Yeah, well, I mean, he got what was coming to him, one way or the other, and now he's experiencing far more of that. Spencer's wife, Heather, launched an online fundraiser for her husband, saying their underage daughter had been targeted, groomed, and ultimately raped by the boyfriend of a family friend. We let the justice system do its job. The monster who hurt our child was charged quickly, but released even faster on a $50,000 bond. Now, as most bonds work, you only need to pay 10% of it to a bondsman. You come up with $5,000 in cash. and a pedophile is walking the streets. That's the way that the system works as of right now. Release of 50K bond. He was awaiting court in December for several felonies in relation to what he did to our child. So this is the wild part to me. So he gets charged for sex crimes against your daughter, gets out on bond, kidnaps your daughter. You chase him down and kill him for, this is post-rape, post-sexual offenses, post-kidnapping your 14-year-old daughter, and you kill him. Now, I mean, depending on the circumstance, like you said, like you can make it really dark. Did he like shoot him 100 times? Did he like cut his head? Like, you know, you can make it weird, right, in terms of the way that he chose to kill the man. But if it's just he pushed him off the road to save his daughter and then shot the guy, like that's pretty much defense of a loved one you feared for bodily injury of someone that you loved, you yourself, your family, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
unless there's some circumstance that I'm not hearing, that does seem very justified. I mean, there could be some sort of extra circumstances that we're not quite aware of. Here we go. Finishing up. She called the charges against her hero husband outrageous, adding that her child would not have come home if my husband hadn't found her, which is true. If the husband had to go out there to get the guy and found him before the cops did, and stop again, this is a kidnapping. This is a kidnapping plus rape plus everything
someone
else.
was trying to call it vigilantism. This is not being a vigilante. This is like actively intervening in a threat to your family.
Right. Well, it's like if you see your child, right? Yeah. This is not just you pulled over some random pedophile on the road and killed them. This is somebody who has kidnapped your daughter, who has your daughter in his car, right? Yeah. So no, this isn't like random vigilante justice. This is defense of your own family, like defense of your own blood. Just because it happened in a car somewhere else, like I don't really care. Because if he had come into the home and he had killed him, it would have been the exact just as justified, in my opinion.
He's actively preventing his daughter from being raped. There's nothing like what he's supposed to do is like go up there, see it happening, and just say, "Oh well, I guess I'll call the cops." You have to protect your family. You know, what is it like? If there's a certain degree of felony being committed against someone, you are justified in protecting them with lethal force.
Well, it's great. Usually, it's great bodily harm to yourself or someone else, right? So, like if you walk into a convenience store and somebody has a gun to the head of the guy behind the convenience store, you can kill them in a lot of states. You can straight up defend that person and kill them.
And that's
in this case, you have
third party, and that's like that gets a little complicated because sometimes you don't know the situation you're walking into, but your own family member and an active kidnap, right? It was kidnap. That is one of those things that is lethal force is justified in the case of a kidnapping. That's one of the things. It's either great bodily harm or kidnapping.
He just says the cops were friends with the rapist.
Of course.
Do you have a huge ass? Do you have a video on that or a source on that? Because if there is something to that effect that is true, I mean, that's even worse. So the cops didn't do their job. The father has to do the job himself. And then he gets arrested for murder after defending his child, his 14-year-old daughter. His son says, proud to call this man my father. His son Malachi Spencer wrote, mega based. If I could vote for you 1,000,000 times, I would. Another supporter added. Now, if we have the actual court documents here, let me see. Two felons can do murder along with firearm enhancement. Oh, of course, there's a firearm enhancement because somehow using a firearm makes it more deadly or something like that. For the shooting of 67-year-old Michael Fossler, the state alleged on October 8, 2024, Spencer knowingly caused Fossler's death under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life, a pedophile's life. A Class A felony under the, you could say it was a classy felony, under Arkansas Code, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Spencer located Fossler's truck with his daughter inside, and he forced Fossler's truck off the highway. After an altercation, Spencer called 911 to report that he had shot Fossler. Fossler died at the scene. So that makes it even different, because if he got into a fist fight with the guy before killing him, Like if there was an actual physical altercation before killing him, then it's even more justified. Right. Not just like a drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
He attempted to not use lethal force initially to rescue his daughter, and he resisted, so he killed him. Yeah,
Mhm.
like people are saying in chat, most states have a in the self-defense thing where it's a forcible felony or violent felony being committed against another person. Lethal force is acceptable under self-defense. So, yeah.
As Hugh just, I see the allegations. Hugh just says he was good friends with the department. They arrested the dad because they were pissed and killed him. I mean, yeah, you are. This is kidnapping, textbook, regardless of whether the girl got into the car of her own volition or not. That's kidnapping. And also, this is somebody who has already committed sex crimes against the daughter and is a technical pedophile. Just, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how base the governor of Arkansas is, or if somebody higher up can just simply pardon the man to get him out of this. But that would be the fastest way to get around this.
Isn't the governor of Arkansas kind of cocked right now?
That I'm not sure, but yes, this is indeed Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Well, if this guy needs another vote, and you live in Roanoke or Loanoke, right, Arkansas, this Mr. Aaron Spencer could use your vote.
Yeah, I think that is very based. I think every dad should be willing to do this for their children.
I would be very concerned if you were not willing to personally get in the car, drive to find your daughter, especially like, so this person has already abused your daughter.
Yeah.
So they have prior interactions, prior charges regarding this. So you probably know what he drives, right? Because you're already familiar. This has already happened before. Especially if he was a boyfriend of somebody in the family, right? And he was using that relationship to get access to the younger kids in the family, right? Is essentially how that worked out. So you know the guy. He's hung around. You know what he drives. It's, as a father, it's your responsibility to go out there and get the guy as fast as possible. You would think in conjunction with police officers. Like if one of my kids was missing, of course I would call the cops, but I would also do everything that I could do in my personal power as well. And then if you find the guy, yeah, you're gonna get that car off the road. You're gonna stop them. You're gonna follow them, whatever it takes, and then you're gonna get your daughter back. And if he attempts to stop you from getting your daughter back, or even if he doesn't, you know, his life is forfeit. My personal opinion on that. This is not legal advice, though. Okay.
I think that's a sensible person opinion. I think if your opinion's anything beyond protecting your family or less than protecting your family, I think that's, you need to take a long look at who you are as a father and ask yourself, you know, what you're willing to do for your family. Because this is what this man has done is completely justified, in my opinion, and he is a hero. And the fact that the legal system is attacking him shows that they want to decentivize people from doing this.
Well, I kind of get that. So there's an interesting counterpoint to this. So Def Not Eric DeBay says free Cain Velasquez. Now there's a very similar situation, very similar, with a couple key differences. Cain Velasquez is a former pro UFC fighter, Cardio Cain, very good fighter. Somebody was, I believe, molesting his 13-year-old daughter. Similar situation. They have his daughter in a car. He is driving after them, and he kills somebody else on accident.
Yeah.
So because he is shooting at a moving car and hits other people, hits bystanders. So he is in jail for murder. Now he only got like something ridiculous because everything got knocked down to like 3 or 5 years. So it wasn't like murder 1. It was something like aggravated manslaughter or something like that. So the court was actually very lenient on Cain Velasquez, but it's because he hit innocent people as well. It wasn't because you don't want people just driving down the highway shooting at people, right? Because now you're endangering other people. However, in this case, with Aaron Spencer here, you don't even have that argument against the person because he forced one car off the road and then he engaged that man, and that man ended up dead, as he should have.
Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah.
Lawyers will do their thing. It'll probably be a fight, but I am in agreement with the panel.
Good.
Yeah.
There's no freedom of thought allowed here, Bones.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody does have a controversial take on the panel, I'd love to hear it. And they'd ban you for it right away. No, I'm just kidding.
My controversial take is I don't really care if there are questionable aspects to how the man ended up dead.
Well, I'm just saying,
really
would
don't
that
care.
be contributing? I agree with that,
Yeah.
but if there was like something like super heinous, like he chopped off each one of his toes,
Yeah, if they want to give him
you know,
like mutilation of a corpse charges, something
right?
like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
murder? No.
Oh, well, redacted arms.
No.
I agree with you. Yes, officers that hit bystanders also need to be held to account because that wasn't there a highway robbery, like a FedEx truck or something like that, and the officers shot 12 people, 11 of them innocent.
Jesus.
It was something like that where they only hit the offending person one time, and then the other 11 shots went into other people, which is just ridiculous. Yeah. 551 Def Manufacturing for 2 says need the Candace clip 3 more times to get off, please. Which
you
one?
don't
This
get to ask those questions.
Here we go. Not even funny.
unbelievable.
Yeah, $2. $2 is not getting that 3 times.
No,
That's
3
insane.
times, unbelievable. Boy Anderson for 2 says I do not advocate for Brits to use violence. Well, they ain't gonna vote. Well, maybe they will. You know, next year, Nigel Farage, maybe he has a real chance this time, even though he's failed the last 3 times. Maybe next year, maybe 2026 is Nigel's year. You never know. But I think they actually have it worse than we do because they're already so cucked, which is why it's interesting to look at British police and the world that they live in, because of how horrifying it is and how this could be us in like 20 years. I mean, this is like Canada now, basically. This is Canada in 5 years, and then we're probably 20 years behind this if everything goes according to plan.
So someone just sent me a link about the father who killed his daughter's rapist here, and it seems that the prosecutor filed a gag order about 30 minutes after he was. It says here the following week prosecutors asked the judge for an order preventing Spencer's attorney and anyone else from saying anything at all about the case. Spencer's attorney filed a 19-page response to the prosecutor's motion, and
so on December 9th, I see that they did. Spencer filed a detailed response in opposition to the motion for a gag order. So why did they want a gag order?
supposedly because the police were worried about the details of the case getting out.
As they should be, yeah, especially
Allegedly,
if they were
friends with the guy.
If they were actually
Yes.
friends with the guy and allowed him to do this, because remember, allegedly 40 sex crimes, not all of them against Spencer's daughter. So we're talking multiple families and individuals involved. And if there is some sort of police collusion or cover up or relationship there, yeah, that's going to make people hate you. But sometimes that hate's deserved.
Yeah, it just seemed weird that the judge immediately granted the gag order within 30 minutes after it being filed.
Maybe it's that too. There was that one case where that judge was talking to that sheriff's daughter or whatever, and the sheriff shot him.
Yeah.
So there's tons of corruption that can occur. We've seen it.
Sorry, Aaron. Yeah, correction. Kane didn't kill anyone, but he injured innocent people. So I think whatever the circumstances was, whether it was shooting or with a vehicle or something like that, he injured innocent people, which is why that's what Kane got arrested for, right? But yeah, so a little bit different because you still have to, even if we find it justified in the heat of the moment, you still have to answer for the crimes against innocent parties, right? Thank you for that, Boy Anderson. Boy Anderson does say, however, I'd support it though. You know, fair enough. Focus for Flight for 5 says those glasses turn sunglasses combo should have been a dead giveaway for Shady. Oh, are we talking about is this like I don't even know. That's the face of crazy right there. That's the face of your oppressor right there. Propagandized middle-aged cat lady. Thank you for that, Focus Group's wife. Subarctic Psycho for 5 says fluffy kittens and cute cuddly puppies playing in a field of flowers. Super cute. Very cute. Thank you, Subarctic Psycho. Central Sands Defense for 2 says small town Halo armor for the win. While I get that it's cool, right? I just hate the necessity. I hate the necessity of like if your local town has like MRAPs and, you know, SWAT teams and stuff like that, they're usually there for a bad reason, right? It's because things have escalated to that point. So part of me wishes we could go back to a simpler time with American police officers and whatnot, right? But now the crime is more severe. The police simply escalate to match. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it, sir. Deer Hunter for 2 says, need more men like this. Yeah, I mean, if you're not willing to stand up and defend your family and save your family member, right? Because who knows what would have happened to that daughter if he had allowed that man to take her away, right? You can, whatever you want to think of could have happened there. And yeah, so 100% justified in his actions. Dr. Fuzzy for 2 says, Eric Spencer and Jordan Jerb 2028. Now that would be a wild ticket. Very wild ticket. And it's Aaron Spencer. Aaron Spencer, right? Aaron Spencer. Yes, Aaron Spencer, not Eric Spencer. But I know what you mean. Thank you, Dr. Fuzzy. Boy Anderson for 2 says, if you steal my kid, you lose the right to breathe. I think that is a very appropriate statement. Killian Gallagher for 2 says, kid rapers are ontologically evil. Nothing is off limits. Well, I think as Christ himself said, millstones and bottom of the ocean. How about that? Thank you, Killian. Amar for 2 says, in Iraq, they Saddam-ize PDF files until it expire. Well, I mean, yes and no, because I mean, it depends. The ages of consent are different in different places of the world, and in some places over there, perhaps 14 would not be too old.
I've heard some stories about stuff that doesn't quite align with that, but I don't know the details. I won't say.
Isn't that what they did to Omar Gaddafi or Muammar Gaddafi, whatever his name is?
Yeah. Well, sodomized him in the streets with a bayonet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 2 says, remember folks, no body, no crime.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then you get tampering with evidence charges, and then it's like, yeah, you get something else because you boiled him up in a vat of like Lyle or something like that. John's wife for 5 says, first time super chatter, long time lover. I gag on order too. Wow. Sure. A second wife has hit the super chats. Deer Hunter for 2 says, seems like colluding between the PD judge and DA. I would hope one of those people would stand up and just say, no, thank you. Like a DA or somebody else would be like, we're not going to bring charges in this case or something. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Hopefully there's enough public backlash of the situation that the charges either get downgraded or dropped. That would be ideal.
I just want to know when you converted to Mormonism.
The lives of John's secret Mormon wives or something. Anna, very upset with me, says, who the hell is John's wife and how did you get John's credit card? You gonna let this slide, John? Listen, Anna, there's a reason you stay in the basement, okay? All right? Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Inside the super chats, you have 2 wives.
Huge Ass for 5 says, people need to invest in a good guardian dog. Yeah. I think that's, a dog beats almost every modern security system out there. A couple Dobermans do the trick. Thank you, Huge Ass. Spencer Porter for 5 says, I think we should use PDF files for gladiatorial games.
Interesting.
No, because then you'll have PDFs that like do well in them, and then they'll get like an online reputation, and then they'll get a following and stuff like that. Like, I think it's best just public executions.
Guys, hear me out. There's a lot of ballistic testing on YouTube that uses ballistic torsos. I'm just saying we'd have some more accurate data if we had some actual targets.
All right. Here's the thing. Boondock is out there. All right, guys. So on today's ballistic test, we have 6'5" by 43, and we have Frank over there in the corner as our ballistics dummy for this. And Frank's just like wiggling over there like,
Interesting.
Oh my God. We get some
It's
accurate
it's
data. I'm just
it's,
saying.
it's really rough when they survive the first couple shots and then you know that the round's not effective.
You're like,
Like,
"Ah,
back to the
Very
drawing board.
embarrassing.
That would really add an extra dimension to the Brandon Herrera assassination recreations.
Boar's head, ham and cheese. Yeah, the meat test. We're bringing back the meat test, but this time there's a real breathing body attached to it. How about that? Yeah, new. Welcome back, guys, with our new and improved meat targets. Yes,
the
yes, indeed.
reactive, the most realistic you can get.
You can even dress them up in different ways, right? So that you can simulate different types of clothing. You can do different body armor testing.
Yeah,
like
I was
let's
gonna
see,
say-
what does back force deformation really do to the human body? Let's find out, shall we? This would be a the guy who retired, Demolition Ranch. This would be one of his videos. How many PDFs does it take to stop a 50 cal? That's what it would be.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh. You know what? Speaking of cringe, though, we have cat ear Halo helmets that are in current testing and development. This is from Anduril, which is of course a reference to the sword in Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's sword. Superpowers for superheroes. Today we unveiled Eagle Eye, the family of warfighter augments that place mission command and AI directly into the operator's helmets. So we have an array of night vision and thermal imaging baked into the helmet itself, as well as we still retain secondary night vision hookups, I suppose. Now, on top, you have these little nubs that kind of look like cat ears, and the CEO of Anduril is a bit of a weeb, a bit of a strange man. And so I feel like this is a very, very specific design choice. But they also serve, I believe, as vents, because the helmet in this case would be having its own integral power source and processing for some of the stuff that it can do. So there will be a mini computer on the inside. So you need vents for the heat and some of the other things going on, as well as I believe it's also a ballistic helmet, or at least some models will be a ballistic helmet, but it is kind of a complete advancement. So the goggles are integrated with the helmet and they have a heads-up display on the inside. And from what the footage that they're showing off, whether it's, real or digitized, if it ever gets fully developed, if it ever gets brought to market, not to the civilian side of things, but even some sort of military testing or adoption, we're talking 6 figures plus per helmet and a real Halo motion tracker, plus X-ray vision, plus thermal overlays. It's got the whole deal. It's even
got the mini map, right?
Well, you're gonna see it all.
It's actually really rad.
If real. So for too long, soldiers have lacked clarity and needed to see through the fog of war. Eagle Eye changes that. Equipped with enhanced perception, lethal connectivity, and heightened survivability, Eagle Eye is the ultimate teammate that deepens our warfighter's ability to see, sense, and win. So here is a picture of kind of how it's going to look, or some of the footage that they've actually demoed. So we have kind of a highlight mode. We have target tracking. It'll actually track behind objects or something like that. Eagle Eye's HUD enhances the operator's view by overlaying digital information onto the real world, delivering vital real-time insights. Blue Force tracking enables warfighters to know their squad's precise location in world space instead of simply appearing as a 2D dot on a 2D map. So all of your squads are going to be hooked up to your system, and so you can tell where they are live on screen via this path-through methodology, because it's tracking where you are in relation to them at all times, kind of like name tags in Battlefield 6, right? So you know where your buddies are at all times.
This sounds like a really cool idea, except it's going to be... I mean, I don't want to tear this thing apart, but I just kind of came into my mind.
No. That's your input on this will be very interesting. So now notice here as well, we have the motion tracker, right, which has our 2 friendlies on it. It has the drone as well, because you also have live drone feed here in the bottom right, which is why you can see this red target over here, is because it's being targeted by your buddies over here. And also the drone has designated as a target. So you have live 3D scans or 3D placement of enemies, both on your minimap, and you have an actual overhead view behind the shipping container. And then it's also highlighted in your glasses itself exactly where that person is in near real time.
Wow.
All right.
It's. Is there more?
There is quite a bit more. So what's so funny here is they're showing it. So with Eagle Eye, warfighters can task unmanned aerial vehicles, call for fires, and control robotic teammates while keeping eyes up. Lattice mesh networking maintains command and control in denied, degraded, intermittent, or limited environments. Meaning, I think with a mesh environment, essentially everything in the setup is transferring data. So you are transferring to your teammates, who are transferring to the drone, who are transmitting to whatever else is in that mesh network. Right. So here it is literally a kill streak drop down where it's like strike options. Give me the pulsar drop, okay, or whatever it is.
The fact that they use the word robotic teammates.
That's coming too, though. Like that, they're prepping for that 100%. We have the aerial drones.
So
armed drones on the ground are coming next.
Maybe this is a hot take, but I think they pretty much have to do this now because of these generations of kids who grew up on Halo and Call of Duty and Battlefield. Otherwise, they won't know what to do out there.
Even as a marketing gimmick, this is good, right?
Yeah.
This is really good as a marketing gimmick. Like if you're a 16-year-old kid playing, whatever game it is that you grow up playing, and you're like, dude, I want to do this. I want to fight wars like this. This looks cool. This looks sick.
You walk into the recruiter's office and he shows you a video of some POV combat footage with the Anduril heads-up display. He says, "You want to do this, kid?" What are you gonna say? You have to at that point.
You have to.
You're literally obligated. It's Call of Duty in real life.
As a concept, I understand why it exists. And coming from like the recruitment standpoint, right? It's like it should be for the next generation of like new recruits. This should be a pretty unintrusive concept to them. This should be pretty easy for them to adapt to. My thing is even if you encrypt all this stuff, which is the army can barely fucking encrypt a radio. Now you're gonna encrypt all of this. Sounds like poop madness to me. But it doesn't matter because you're sending out...
you know the XM157, that optic that has yet to survive like a 2-day course, and then it's like, well, actually, we're gonna have AI integrated with your like right next to you, and you will surely not have enough EM waves to fry your brain inside of this helmet that's cooking you. How do I say this? The amount of detection like near pure forces will have against you will be nuts. However, against imagine this type of setup against retards, people with dirt floors, like against enemies like that, like pretty
Venezuelan
limited
drug
downsides.
traffickers.
Yeah, dog. Dude, you see, and we'll get into some of their other projects in just a second, but you see one of these guys hop out of a vehicle, just end it yourself, bro. Save them the trouble.
This is the kind of stuff that should have been on like future weapons.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes. Rest in peace, Mac Macwix.
Now, so they have partnered with Meta and Oakley and all the other, big manufacturers of VR. Well, yeah, but because they are some of the big manufacturers of VR glasses, of overlay glasses, you can get, what is it? It's the Ray-Ban Meta glasses or whatnot. And they do great recording. You can do overlays. You can do sound through them. You can do everything just in a pair of glasses now. And so essentially what it is we have like OnX, where you can track your teammates on your phone, right? You have that. You have visual capability. You have external feeds from like drones and whatnot. And it's like, can we combine that into one ballistic solution for the average soldier? And I think you can, certainly. But these prototypes are going to be insanely expensive. The 6 figures minimum per helmet, I would imagine. Not to mention startup costs and all the other sort of insane things going on. But we already have also thermal overlays already exist with CODIs, right? So CODI plus night vision, and you have a system that works and does the thermal overlay and does like the predator vision where it's just the outline, all that sort of stuff already exists. So it's just combining that into one package that you can just hand somebody and it's intuitive enough to just work. We don't want to give servicemen a new tool. We're giving them a new teammate. The idea of an AI partner embedded in your display has been imagined for decades. Circa Halo 1, Eagle Eye is the first time it's real. And then, of course, people posting the Hello Kitty. Will it have these? Killionaire.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah, it's got the cat ears on it. I see you, gamer. Needs bigger vents.
Honestly, imagine some soldier just like doing some hacking on it, and adding some mods to it. He's got like Cortana sitting there on his screen.
Yeah. Well, so it has thermal and night vision overlays on it. So the thermal is it is regular night vision, analog night vision, I believe, and you just have these really, really small tubes essentially built into the front of the helmet, and then you have a thermal in the middle, I want to say, if that's how that's going to work, and then it does the thermal overlay. So I imagine it's not going to be crappy digital night vision, or if it is some sort of digital night vision, it is so far advanced of whatever is on the civilian market right now that it's essentially magic.
Well, if you recall, Microsoft tried to do this a couple years ago with a very similar thing with like a heads-up display and all that. I forget what the program was called, but it failed pretty miserably. And unanimously, everybody was like, "Yeah, this reduces soldier effectiveness."
Mhm.
So it's a tall order to be like, "Yeah, man, we figured it out." When Microsoft couldn't do it, I don't think that program's still a thing anymore.
Is Weapon Outfitters, are they the one that use like Haley Luhan and the other like
Yes.
sluts for
They do
ads?
the degenerate pinup night vision
Sponsored by
skateboard
Q.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, now speaking of this, this is the CEO. So if you're asking why the cat ears, why the design, well, just so you know, this is who's designing your warfighter's next generation of helmets and integrated systems is this guy. So yes, the cat ears will stay until morale improves. How about that?
Sick.
Bro, Jake, this is calling to you right now, isn't it?
When
With
we
this image.
covered this on stream several months ago when they broke the news that this was happening, I did not envision it looking like the cat helmet.
Dog,
It's
yeah,
pretty
I mean,
uncanny.
it's cool. Okay, now the cat ears, I wish that they messed the ports around, but there are some other really cool things going on here. So you can see this is allegedly live footage of it, which is nuts. Actually, let me blow this up for you guys so you guys can see it over here. Okay.
Look at that night vision too. It's looking through.
Brother, split.
Now I got to be careful because they are handling things that YouTube doesn't particularly like. Oop, you didn't see anything.
It's a video game.
Alpha set.
It's just a video game. We're streaming of a game.
Yeah, this is Battlefield.
Yeah, this is a video game.
Yeah, it looks like a video game. Now, my question is always like, how does the UI work? Because like, imagine like trying to tap on like a something on your wrist or something. You got to be able to control the menu somewhere, or somewhere on your hands would make the most sense. Hands or wrists or something where you could do all the settings on it.
It's probably team leader.
Bravo, move out and engage.
Well, no, the individuals have to be able to switch from night vision to thermal on their own. They have to, depending on where they are.
I think probably what happens is like you have like a team leader or a designated technician doing a lot of the control or maintenance, and I don't know if that would translate from will he turn your night vision off or on or switch your thermals off?
Well,
or
so
on
I think
for
each
you?
individual operator has to have it, because what if one guy goes into a building and two guys are sitting outside like here, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to do it on the fly. Like you have to.
Yeah.
Because if you have to take the helmet off, you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is the stuff that I think this is the most useful, understanding exactly where your teammates are. And like you see a red dot on here, you're like, oh, that's interesting. Then you also have a direct reference of where that guy is, where he's looking via a drone overlay right at the exact same time. Like
It's
this
also
sort of stuff
interesting.
is...
It's kind of interesting because if you pay attention, as soon as they go around the corner and turn towards the guy marked in red, then he appears and it shows his body. So I'm wondering if it compiles like information from the other guys setup and then shoots it over to you. So all of a sudden you can see him through the wall because your other guys can see him.
Well, it's like Battlefield pinging when you spot an enemy, everybody else sees it. So it's if it's mesh technology, that would make sense. And this honestly, like this would make sense for the sneakiest of squirrels SF dudes who can have a drone.
Right.
Or,
I think this would be to like cutting edge tip of the spear type people way before it comes to like your average grunt or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Like a decade before. Like, I mean, they probably have something similar to this right now, I would even wager. Dude, a timer on a little pop-up. I saw all the memes of this as well. Like if you run out of your Anduril Plus subscription and you have ads popping up in the middle of your display and whatnot. No, but that is it's kind of cool. Eagle Eye, family of warfighter augments. Let's get out of here.
Huh. You ever seen that movie, Eagle Eye?
Yeah, with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that.
Hopefully it's not like that, you know.
Now, do not worry, gentlemen. The full Spartan helmets are coming, and they've already been.
Oh, thank goodness.
They've already been
just a
shown.
few years, they're going to be like, yeah, you got to also get this implant with exposed nodes to hook up to the helmet. That way, it just
right, yeah.
You know, it's a full neural.
So
link.
it's going to go right into your brain stem, basically.
Yeah.
What the HUD will look like without an Anduril Plus subscription. Yeah, add.
Amazing.
Or where's the one of when it goes down? I want to see the one where it goes down because you know how. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Yeah, what happens when it goes down? Do you instantly?
Yeah,
turn
this
into a
is
red
the
target?
CEO, by the way, dude. No, you have to take the glasses off. So you just flip up the glasses. That's it.
Right, but then
you still have your comms. You just wouldn't have your night vision or your thermal anymore.
Right, but does the system know that you're not a threat? If it
Of course it would. I imagine it's geocoded to you. Like you have some sort of friendly foe tracker on there. And you would be like, hey, Bravo 2, head units down, by the way. So I'm following you. You know, I don't have nods, I don't have thermal, everything's down, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing the way you mark, like somebody has to mark the enemies. So it's like if your thing is down, just be like, hey, don't mark me as an enemy because my shit's down.
Please.
Yeah, please.
Friendly fire turned off.
Dude, yeah. Ghost Recon on the 360. Actually, that is kind of what that reminds me of. Yes, this game specifically, where you can see the enemies and all the other wacky stuff that game does.
Amazing.
All right. Okay. They don't have that image. That's fine. All right.
The helmet and the Hawaiian shirt goes hard.
Dude, well, it's just a Gooner degen tech bro, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna make the coolest military integration system of all time.
Yeah, Palmer Luckey. He's done quite a bit of shit.
He invented the Oculus Rift, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Well, so he says, I've got this shit figured out. Anduril unveiling Eagle Eye mixed reality device at AUSA. I now have all my toys back. All of it is on the table for Eagle Eye, said Anduril founder Palmer Luckey. It's a new line of mixed reality heads-up displays in Washington this week as it works to secure a production deal with the Army for its follow-on integrated visual augmentation system. I've got the stuff figured out, got it to work, instance of cyber sickness. Yeah, having all that stuff in front of your screen. I think there are companies doing it well enough, like the Meta glasses, Ray-Ban, and the other guys that are doing it. People like it. So I think that the proof of concept is there. It's just trying to get it reliable enough and actually be a performance enhancer for like your generic soldier. It's very clear that we are going to have to save the day on this, he said separately, and I'm very happy that it seems to be all panning out. Luckey has been teasing Eagle Eye for quite some time and has now snagged one of 2 development contracts with the Army. The company, he explained, is actually doing work on 4 Eagle Eye variants, all in various stages of development. That includes a 80-gram, 2.8 ounce Oakley standard issue glasses design. Interesting. So just the glasses with like much less capability, I imagine, as well as a ballistic full face shield option that is being designed in-house. 2 such Eagle Eye variants will be on display for the first time this week at the Association of the U.S. Army's annual conference, along with a new company product line, body armor. Eagle Eye is less one product, and it's more a platform that other people can build products on top of, he said, explaining that the lighter glasses could be used by soldiers working in logistics role, while the full-face shield could be better suited for soldiers on the front lines. The full-face ballistic shield fully encapsulates your head to protect primarily from blast force, Luckey said. Now, that's a much wider field display. It's over 200 degrees wide and over 100 degrees tall, and it's a very different display system that's more like a night vision pass-through system. It's not optically transparent. It's a full reprojection system. So that sounds like the if you guys play Titanfall at all, when you get into the mech and it closes up and then it just projects everything onto it. So 200 degrees field of view up and down, 100 left and right, 200 and then 100 up and down. Interesting if they can actually get that system to work. But like we also see in a lot of those movies and games, like where your mech gets injured or whatnot, and then the screen starts glitching out or whatnot, and you're like, all right, well now I'm trapped in here and I can't see anything.
You know,
That's a little bit how the.
Oh,
go ahead.
This really reminds me of like pilots, like helicopter pilots have something similar to this already, where their night vision hooks up to their aircraft, and they've got cameras on it, or the gunner, like anywhere he looks, the gun just points that way. And so quad tubes got really popular on SF and stuff because they're originally for pilots for increased situational awareness, and they're sitting in the cockpit the whole time, so it doesn't really matter if they have that extra weight. So I wonder if this is something that the Army has like a version of already for pilots, and they're starting to take that technology down to the SF, just like they did with quad tubes.
I think I remember seeing something very similar to this recently in a picture, actually. It was a totally unrelated article, but then it was a picture of a helicopter crew, and they had on it looked like a very big, transparent, black tinted face shield, and then it had the 3 sensors, or maybe even 4 up top. So I think they do have something kind of similar.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
The F-35 pilots have something where it's like an augmented HUD display, but when they put their helmet on, they can see through cameras. They can see through the plane, so they can look down, and they won't see like the floor of their cockpit. They'll see below the plane, and it's almost like a first-person view, and it's all projected onto the helmet. So there's like a precursor for this technology already, and it seems like it's just being developed for infantry.
That's the vibe I'm getting. It mirrors a lot of what I've seen and what I've heard from pilot dudes or people who work with them about their pseudo heads-up display and the helmet that links into the aircraft. Very cool.
Continuing. A new ballistic plate is also being designed to protect soldiers' chest and lighten the load when the Eagle Eye computer, battery, radio are added in. Because, keep in mind, this is all hooked up to some sort of power system. There's got to be batteries, there's got to be processing units, all sorts of fun stuff that has to be integrated together to work. It's not the highest performing battery in the world, nor is it the highest performing armor in the world. Well, that's not particularly encouraging. However, it's still much higher performance when you use it to do both of those things than if you were to do them completely separately, right? Because with this front face shield, you have to stick in a screen, all of the sensors. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras that are then projecting on the inside through some sort of display system. You have the wiring for that. So inherently, you're going to have weak points where I imagine they're just by necessity has to be less armor near all of the eye sockets, right? Just because there has to be cameras there or thermal sensors or whatever else that it might be. Now, I don't know if it's still not going to stop rounds like bullets. I don't know why you would opt for this and lose all of that extra capability, not to mention heat, not to mention fatigue, not to mention, everything else that you got going on.
It's like enclosed, right? Like that's the front of the helmet.
Yeah, this is the front of the helmet that you're looking at. So the 5 cameras are giving you the vision all the way around and up and down.
Maybe in like a vehicle context where you're doing something inside of a vehicle, but inside
of a vehicle, are you worried about blasts?
I don't know.
I mean, yes and no. You have more protection, but I mean, it's always a concern, right? I mean, getting hit is always a thing that could happen, regardless of how armored your vehicle is.
Now, John, imagine they pair this ballistic, if it's actually some level of ballistic rating. It's got a cooling system, and then they just got to pump pure oxygen in there, so you're just like a superhuman.
Well, not to mention, we haven't even mentioned it yet, but if it is a ballistic helmet, what does a fully enclosed ballistic helmet weigh with battery packs, processing units, everything else integrated? And now Fiuck You says for the low price of $15K, think 6 figures. I would say 6 figures is what you're going to be looking at to start.
That's what they're going to charge the military anyway.
For,
Who
yeah,
knows
100%.
what the production cost is. But
now,
I was going to say
is going to be the Oakley glasses.
Well, the Oakley glasses are only $500, $350-$500, which sounds like a lot, but for meta glasses, like that's not that much money. Stuff that you can wear around and use 24/7. Like that's a GoPro Hero 12 price or whatever it is.
Right, but that's what we're going to be playing for them from the military.
Yeah. Now, what's funny is once somebody develops a system and the proof of concept is there, yes, you will see knockoffs in the 10K range, in the 15K range, in the 25K range. You will absolutely see that. It's like quad nods are what, 35, 40K for real ones. But you can get knockoff sets or 3D printed sets that kind of do the same for like 10, right? With like, Gen 2 plus tubes or whatever it might be.
I do think what Bones was saying earlier, kind of about with some of the limitations they're talking about, where it's not the best protection or the best battery life, is that these are probably going to be used for like very quick CQB missions where you get in, you do your thing, and then you exfil. Because I don't see as maybe and maybe the plan is later down the road to implement these in an en masse kind of thing, but I do see this being like a very high tech, specialized piece of equipment for SOF guys or SF guys and people who are doing very very like
I agree. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, I think it's going to be a highly specific. I mean, it's super expensive. It's super complicated. It takes a ton of time to train for, and it's good for very controlled environments. Now, like CQB and stuff is not controlled, but it's like you're not going to be wearing this like rucking through the woods for 15 miles.
So like Delta going into a place to do a thing and then leave.
Yes.
Right. And they know exactly where they're going. They know how long they're going to be there. They know exactly what they're doing. And then they are leaving exactly after it's done. Right.
Yes.
So and somebody isn't spending 24 hours inside of one of these things.
Yeah.
Well, I think too with the capacity to like light up targets, right? You could have a drone or something go and mark everybody, and then as soon as you're dropped off, you already know where they are.
Yeah.
So that's just
well, that's the integration with drones and surveillance systems. I think is super cool because imagine having all of the enemies like a Far Cry base you have to take over. All of the enemies are tagged. You know exactly where they are. You know basically everything. You know exactly where each one of your buddies is and how you're assaulting the place. And you just have a counter in the top 39 hostiles left to eliminate. And it just keeps dropping. That kind of it's cool. It's cool if it actually works, right?
Yeah. And honestly, the whole weight consideration of all this extra gear.
Yeah.
I know that
also lends to short ops.
They're simultaneously working on basic exoskeleton stuff. I know they already are. I'm sure they're fielding that in some manner. At least the one that's like hips down, where it just kind of
the leg ones. I've seen the leg ones in action. Yeah, those are real.
Yeah, and they're like not crazy. They're not crazy. They're not like over encumbering. They actually do what they're supposed to do. So I could imagine them using some kind of system like that in conjunction with this kind of stuff if it is like a huge weight concern.
Well, yeah.
And it's more with this. It's the neck concern, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, now that's not to say this might actually be lighter than quad nods.
It could
be,
yeah.
And it's closer to your head rather than like 6 inches in front of your head, right? So I mean, this actually might be a more balanced system, even if the weight is similar.
Well, and if it's also not like very good ballistic protection, maybe it is just lighter because of that,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's cool, okay, dude. If I had one of these to play around with, I would own the local airsoft matches, okay?
And I really hope that if the mission, like these SF dudes are going on, and like you said, the enemy counter in the corner, right? Like things go awry, dudes are separated. I hope it just says in that corner, current mission, survive.
Yeah. Well, I like the concept too of with the drone integration. Imagine you're doing a thing and then you're like, oh shoot, we have 50 more people coming in from the west. You literally have a drone overview of where they're coming from, where they are, exactly. If like nobody's hidden from you, right? So you're not going to walk outside and get yeeted because you didn't know somebody was, crouching in the corner 20 yards away or whatnot, right? Because everything's already been spotted.
Yeah.
And so you know where everybody is ahead of time. So for soldier survivability in some of these situations, it's probably that alone, just the intel, and also the fact that they pop up red on your screen, even behind walls when you're indoors or whatnot, is probably invaluable.
Do you think you can enable hit markers on it?
Yep.
You're getting overrun by enemies. You just call in a hunter killer swarm kill streak and just you're golden, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. Amar for 2 says Shiites do low age, Sunnis don't play that. Well, as I don't think anyone on the panel is an expert in Islam. We'll take your word for it. All right.
Mashallah, my dude.
Mashallah. Thank you, Amar. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 2 says, is it true Trench and PSI partake in man love? No. Trench is we stand Trench over here. Trench is a big supporter, and I greatly appreciate it. And he's got our back against PSI, not his back against PSI, or whatever you could phrase that.
I like to wear one around my neck because I'm gay.
I didn't say that. Vandalay for 5 says, can't wait for my helmet HUD to not boot since it doesn't have the latest version of anti-cheat. Dude, yeah, imagine they're all out and then Anduril's like, all right, time to update everybody's headset bricks at the same time while there's an update on the cloud.
That's the most real post, dude.
Yeah. Thank you, Art Vandalay. Focus Trip's wife for 5 says, as your designated Cuban kitten, I'll take 2 helmets. Listen, Anna, I know like you demand a lot, but that's I don't got that in my bank account. I can't do that. All right. Over on Ko-Fi says, Totten Dogs, I didn't know Ko-Fi only took 5%. I would have been over here donating the whole time. How graphic can I get over here? Because I'm ready to go. Also, N. All right. Well, fair enough. Thank you, Totten Dogs. Greatly appreciate that, sir. The Lightspore for 3 on Ko-Fi says, I would put someone on a t-shirt if they tried to do something to my dog. What do you think I'll do for my children when I have them?
Put them
nope,
on a
I agree. Put them all over the driveway. John's wife on Ko-Fi for 3 says, at Focus Trip's wife, respectfully, shove it up your butt, twin. I am the superior spouse. Whoa, all right. Catfight.
Wow.
Apologize. Wow. Calm down, ladies. Subartic Psycho for 5 says, there's a lot of evil and corrupt judges and DAs. I mean, a crap load of them. It'd be a shame if someone gave them a haircut with a skill saw or hammered nails into their shins lengthwise until they split or just shotgun their ribs up. Wow. Subartic, you lasted like not even one stream before you have to go fed posting again. Unbelievable. Wow. Damn. I gotta take that one down. Woo. All right. But thank you for that, Subartic. Very, very reassuring. I appreciate that, sir. And Fresh Peanut Shake for 10 over on Ko-Fi says, a shroog in the chat pretending to not be a cave person. The panel is talking about how they want to wear their combat cat ears, and PSI is still in that special chair in the corner. Perfection. Yes, indeed. Listen, all right. If it works as claimed, I'll wear the cat ears, okay? You heard it here first. I will wear the cat ears if it does all it's supposed to do.
I can't wait to see the memes about that.
Huge Ass for 5 says, soldier is given 12+ pound cat eared helmet. VA, your neck injury is not service related. Yeah, there's probably some truth to that. Or like people were saying, like, I don't know if you guys get it, but if you have screens too close to your eyes, you get sick or you get dizzy or, vertigo or stuff like that. Probably also an issue. Your eyesight is not service related either. Thank you, Huge Ass. Aaron Keenar for 2 says, PSI cuddles with homeless people. That's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Do you know how many diseases PSI has? Thank you, Aaron. Vandalay for 2 says, keep your head down. There's 2 of us in here now. Oh, that's a good line. True. Okay, here's the thing, panel. Do you get to customize your AI voice? And if so, who are you picking?
I hope so.
With the helmets?
Yeah, with the helmets.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with Sergeant Johnson.
Who's that?
Sergeant Johnson from Halo?
Oh, from Halo. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went Cortana, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, why not? I mean, what's
you and every other
All right.
Don't look at me like I'm
Give
crazy.
me
right?
the Miku Cortana package, please.
Oh, it's like really badly auto-tuned.
I didn't say Miku.
Jaku, do not die. Ooh, ooh.
Hold me, my tweet.
Hey, man.
I want Vintage Warfare in my chat. Have you ever been feasted? It's the enemy now.
Gay.
I hope that's what plays every time I get a confirmed kill. You are
Yeah, no. Actually, a metal announcer from Halo, that would also be good. Destroy the objective. Capture the flag. Jonesy the Boss for 5 says practical shooting insights be like Psalm 38:7, which says, for my loins are full of inflammation and there is no soundness in my flesh. Very relevant to certain people who enjoy certain activities. Thank you for that, sir. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 5 says, I'm not enclosing lithium batteries around my head. Yeah, don't get them wet. Okay, don't get the system wet. Otherwise, everything stops working, okay?
That was my
Can
thing,
you
too.
imagine what they'll do when they're penetrated, man?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And the plate, too, is the plate supposed to be a battery as well? It's like,
that's a bad
good.
idea.
Yeah, now I...
Oh, okay. No, but what if... okay, so this is like years in the future. This is like 21, 25. But you have a full suit that's also waterproof and you can dive with and you can do quite literally everything with. That's what it's going to be.
Powered by Duracell.
That's only 25 years away,
on
John.
their head. That's got to create a lot of heat. Right?
Deer Hunter for 5 says, they say it would have night vision. Wouldn't that just be surely digital night vision? No, I think it'll have like real analog night vision tubes. Now, the heads up display or the head display that you see here, I don't know where the night vision would go, and if it is digital night vision, it's going to be something like out of this world, like what you're going to find on $100,000 headsets.
No, it has to be
stuff.
digital because they said it's not pass through, so it's
on this one specifically. Yeah, you are right. It would have to be a complete, because they what do they say? Rescreen, redigitalize the
either
the image.
Way, you're getting a image of what the analog tube sees. You're not looking directly through the tube.
No. Well, on this one
In
here, I
either
believe
case.
these ones are analog tubes, but yes, just projected, overlaid onto your glasses.
Yeah.
Right. Which
So,
would still be, that's what the tube does already, right? But instead of this way, it would just be transmitted optically down to your glasses.
Yeah, and they could do the same thing on the other one too. They could do all sorts of
They could, but on this one
tricks.
here, on this one, it seems like you have like actual like 2 night vision sensors and 1 thermal sensor in the middle. But on this unit, it seems like you have cameras, not like actual night vision like tubes sitting on the inside. Right.
It's hard to say.
That's very hard to say.
It's like a 270-degree field of view. Or
Yeah. Also, at the end, your worst enemy is a can of spray paint.
Yeah, just one little paint balloon away from your $100,000 helmet being useless.
Yeah.
Paintballs.
Yeah, really.
All right, casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 2 says you can defeat all this with flares and smoke. Well, the thing I like about the glasses overlay is all you have to do is flip them out of the way, right? If they ever go down, you just go whoop, and you're back to your normal setup, right?
I'd imagine you can still look through them. If it's actually augmented reality, then you will be able to still look through them if they go down.
Well, especially if it's triple, right? So if it's night vision, regular digital cameras, and thermal. So like if the night vision is blown out, right, it just auto adjusts down or auto gates down to like normal vision. So depending on the HDR, the dynamic range of the tubes, of the screens, of the cameras, whatever it might be, right? Lots of factors that we do not know about. Absolute Moonman for 2. How's it going tonight, sir? Says Kaon, he's a Nazi without fail. Are we talking about Mr. Palmer? That I'm not sure about. I haven't followed his career. Thank you, Moonman. Random Visa for 2 says, how much to never have Bones do a Trump voice? Bones, can you do another Trump voice? Can you talk about this helmet as if it's the greatest helmet of all time? Oh, he's muted, which makes it even better, dog.
That's hilarious.
This helmet, some would say the best helmet. It's got the cat ears for increased situational awareness. Sleepy Joe would never make a helmet so fine. I'll keep going. Yeah, I will.
No, you're good. You're good. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it, man.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, didn't Elon Musk promise us cat girls? So I hope this is not the.
Well,
the
actually,
advanced
that's true. What's the X girl name? The AI girlfriend. What's her
I
name?
know what you're talking about. I can't
That's
remember her name,
that's what's going to be inside of your head at all times.
Somebody in the chat knows.
Yeah, somebody knows because they're in an intimate relationship with it. Moonman for 5 says, "Bruh, are we living in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter just like 10 years late?" Essentially,
Yes.
yeah.
All the
Very
science
similar
fiction,
concept.
all the science fiction stuff and like military sci-fi, it's just too cool to not try and pursue in actuality, and it's only a matter of time.
The fact that they actually have the capability to basically make it a reality, right? So that's a lot of the things that I think we've talked about this before, where like old science fiction kind of did predict the way that technology would go, like things in Star Trek in 1965, like direct video communications over long distance is stuff that we have now in our pockets, just like they did back then. So there's like different things like that, or even smartwatches. I think Dick Tracy in like the 1930s had something similar to that, and it's just kind of like predicting where technology will go.
Even the
people
sliding
see these
doors.
items and then they have an idea in their head of what they want.
Yeah. Even like sliding doors in Star Trek were considered like crazy sci-fi back then because they just didn't have the sensor technology, and now it's like a common thing.
Yeah,
You don't even
our
think about it.
conception of what future technology will look like is just based on what we know now, as far as what's possible. So there's always going to be things that we thought were never possible.
Yeah. Man-made horrors beyond our comprehension.
Coming soon. Once you have to plug into your helmet and then it can override your physical body, like that's where you know when you know it's over.
Neuralink and Eagle Eye coming soon to prefrontal cortex near you.
Yeah, you'll need your Neuralink subscription to actually run Eagle Eye. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 10 says we tested a monocular thermal with night vision overlay at Knox back in 2009. It was pretty baller. It was night vision, but targets showed up in thermal. Yeah, that's what the CODI does, and you can buy a CODI as a civilian for like $3,500. So my next,
I have one.
You have one? Do you like it? You love it?
I haven't really been able to use it too much, but I know it works. But
yeah, no, the tech is really cool. Actually, I'll show you guys just in case the chat doesn't know. The chat should know. Cold Harbor Supply has a really good video on the eCODI. Cold Harbor Supply CODI. I think it's them that has it. Oh yeah, so clip-on thermal images. So it's basically this. Let me see here.
It was very similar to one of the images in the demonstration video.
Yeah, so I mean, so on the left you have the CODI, which projects a thermal image in, yeah, exactly like what Bones has right there. So it projects a thermal image right in front of your night vision, so it doesn't obstruct your night vision, but it also gives you dual band capability in a single unit. So on the right, you can see night vision only. In the left, you can see night vision plus thermal overlay, and you can see a guy. Oh, there's actually a human in there, right? Because you have that thermal and night vision capability. And you can make it appear different ways. So you have like the thermal overlay where it's just the outline, where it's kind of like predator vision, which is pretty sick, right? So and this is in pure darkness. So even in pure darkness, you still have, hey, there's a human in here, right? Even though my tube is actually not doing anything because there is no light, like I can still make out a target.
By the way, those tubes are very different. There's a 700 FOM difference between them.
Oh yeah. So this is like the high gain Photonus, which that's probably like one of the highest spec Photonus tubes you can get, versus the NVT4, which is a garbage tube. Yeah. But the CODI gives you that performance that you simply do not have with single band. But yeah, so they exist and you can buy them. That's my next purchase is a CODI as far as night vision and thermal stuff goes. Thank you, Casually Fascist. Huge Ass for 5 says, look up, look down. Would you like to invert your controls? Or keep settings? True. Huge Ass for 20 says, Titanfall mentioned BT 7274, Protocol 1, link to pilot. Protocol 2, uphold the mission. Protocol 3, protect the pilot. Titanfall 2 is such a good game. Baller game. And once again, let down by a trash studio who decided to pursue a live service battle royale style game. That was really good.
Have you seen Diesel Punk? Or no, I think it's Diesel Punk. Let me make sure that's the right
Diesel
name.
Punk.
It's let me make sure that's the right name for it, but it's like a fan studio successor to Titanfall, but it's kind of like the Diesel Punk style. It looks super cool. And I'm not even like a Titanfall person at all, but I saw that game and I was like, this looks Diesel Knights. That's what it is. I'm sorry.
Diesel Knights.
Yeah,
Okay.
Diesel Knights. Check that out, Chad. If you like Titanfall, I think they're gonna release like the beta for it soon because their YouTube channel just uploaded a video. But I am not like I have never played a Titanfall game, not once. But I saw their trailer for it and I was like, this shit is super cool.
Yeah, for sure. I would check it out. Titanfall 1 and 2, great games. Titanfall 2 you can play just the campaign. You can, I don't know if you can still play multiplayer on it, but Titanfall 1 and 2, great times. Great times. But yeah, thank you, Huge Ass, for the $20. And I'll have to check that out. Diesel Knights. Stealth for 5 says it's already hot enough wearing a bump helmet in 100% humidity. Sorry. North Carolina summers. Now imagine all these electronics in your head. And a battery to run them. Yeah, that is the problem. That's always the problem. The more capability, the more weight.
They put a little mini AC in there, man. You'll be golden. I'm telling you right now.
Well, those cat ears are a ventilation system with little fans, right? So that's actually exhaust ports for the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that for it.
Also very aerodynamic.
Very.
Ethan from Texas for 10 says, one of my friends is an electrical engineer and works on those F-35 helmets. He tells me they're really dope and basically removes the plane from your view so you can see everything around you, right? Because they project up, down, left, and right into the helmet itself, which is wacky. Very cool. It's VR. It's basically DCS, but in real life, in real time for an F-35 pilot. I think those pilots are hungry for some kills. They're just hoping for a war to kick off.
Feed me the Three Gorges Dam.
Yeah. Listen, China, whatever you got, it ain't good enough. I'm sorry, bros. Thank you, Heathen, from Texas. I appreciate it, man. Chud McGill for 2 says Run-On's voice equals dragging a grand piano over gravel.
Really? I think.
I mean, like, is he saying that it's a nice voice, but too gravelly?
I have been shouting a lot lately, so that might be it.
I think it sounds fine.
Someone was hating on my voice earlier, too.
Well, Jake has a raspy voice, right?
Yeah,
So
sorry for sounding like a little different. Jeez.
It's all that information that you eat as a little treat.
Exactly.
That's not actually cotton candy, Jake.
No, I literally worked installing that stuff for a couple years.
I know.
I probably have permanent damage. I'm screwed. So don't make fun of me.
Yeah, Chud, don't make fun of Jake just because he's disabled. Focus Strip's wife for 5 says the army would be more efficient in war if there was a leaderboard. Ooh, yeah. Are we tracking kills in this thing or not?
Dude, I'm telling you, just bring back war trophies. That's it. Like that you'll never have recruitment problems again, ever.
Speaking of trophy wives, John's wife for 5 says, is it too silly to buy the helmet for doing the dishes and seeing what John does from an attic view? Oddly specific, but for dishwashing duties, I don't think the helmet is quite needed. But I appreciate it, Sydney. John for 5 again says, John didn't leave the kids for milk. He left for milkers. Oh dear. Wow. I would never leave my children. Unbelievable. The accusations are not true, not based. Amar for 2 says 2 more wives and welcome to Islam. Damn. Wow. All right. Find a new religion that allows me to deal with these women. Blue for 5 says, I recommend looking up Project Talos on Google. Our military has been working on some wild armor for a while now. I think I've seen something on that. Let me just do a quick Google search. Why not? Project Talos. Thank you, Blue. I appreciate that, sir. Penile Shilling Inside says, Richard, Trench with Hearts, John, Skibbity Toilet Riz. Just somewhere around.
Skibbity Toilet Riz. Okay.
Bones, you're the best of the 4 on screen. Random. Hey, guy. I think he means you, Renan. You're just a hey guy.
Maybe.
All right. Yeah, I think so. I think he doesn't know you.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I just don't exist.
Thank
There's
you,
only
Shane.
4 people on screen, he says. What?
Well, of the 4 people on screen. So I guess, yeah, you just weren't as good as Bones. Me and Jake are not as good as Bones. Richard needs the trench hearts, and Ranan just, hey, whatever, man.
It's fine.
Wait, Moonman says, is the android chick from Titanfall 2 on anyone else's Hear Me Out list? No? Just me? Also, the tech demo for Diesel Knights is slick. Oh, well, fine. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, they just released a video because they've been dormant for like a yearish, and they just released a video that hints at something coming out in November of this year, I think.
This one?
Yeah, that's the most recent video they pushed out.
Okay, so we have like Titanfall, wall running, jumping.
Yeah, this video isn't really a good demo of what the game is like, but this is the most recent video.
This is Titanfall is what it is.
Yes,
that's exactly what it looks like.
Like a tech demo.
But I mean, hey, it looks cool. You have double jump, and it's more of like a steampunk World War I, II aesthetic. Kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Called Diesel Knights. I kind of like that. Interesting concept for sure.
Go check out the project.
Check it out now.
Super excited.
Do it now.
I'm super excited when it comes out. I have literally no connection to it other than thinking it's dope as hell.
Let me see here. Okay. Can we not just click on that? Oh, well, that's not what I was looking for. Pull this up.
You can skip the rest of Moonman's super chats.
No, is he being?
There's nothing else important.
Is he being mean to you? Thank you, Moonman. The Mighty Quinn for 2 says chocolate milk is greater than cider or nog. Oh, we have one of those brown milk enjoyers. Okay, Mighty Quinn. Okay, all right. You don't need chocolate with your milk. Just drink it raw like a man. Absolute Moonman for 5 says Richard, Tito, Jake, dogs out. Jake? $5 on the line there, sir.
Yeah, $5. That's just that's not cutting it, buddy.
Show us your only dogs.
Your only dog.
Sorry, Moonman.
I mean, because that's kind of the light exoskeleton stuff that you were talking about earlier.
The only thing I see problematic with the exoskeleton is if it takes like damage or
you have to be able to ditch it.
Yeah, it's got to be something that you can don and off quick. If you narrowly get missed or a round narrowly misses your leg and takes the exo out, and it can become a liability. But I don't know. It may just be used for other stuff and not necessarily direct combat application.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think people were saying too, you could use it to get from one place to another and then ditch it on the actual op, right?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to sustain, go on a ruck and be able to sustain that movement for a lot longer without having to stop as often and then ditching it when you get there. It makes sense for certain. You probably wouldn't wear that if you're going into a gunfight, I would assume.
Single man machine gunner team no longer needs the crew to carry it for him.
Yeah, you can carry 1,000 rounds on his back, no problem.
Does this one have a gimbal for the machine gun as well?
That'd be sick.
It doesn't look like it, but I know they're developing them.
It doesn't allow for stronger curb stomps.
I hope.
Yeah,
so.
you got you remember? Hey, you guys remember in The Dark Knight Rises where Batman gets that mechanical device on his knee and he kicks out a wall and then never uses it again? That was funny.
Just random. Hey, he has this.
Never uses it. It's then why did you show it to us? Randy says you guys are screwed when I can afford cybernetics. True. No, you're gonna become freaking Baron Harkonnen from Dune. That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be floating above us in a spider suit, just sending your drone minions to do your dirty work.
He's gonna have so many modifications. He's gonna need to rename his channel to Robot Reviews It.
I was talking the other day to Randy about that. I was like, Randy, if there's ever civil unrest and you have to be sent to the front lines, you'll just be like the tank. You'll be like the cave troll from Lord of the Rings.
Bro, what? No, that's disgusting. I'm offended I had to read that. Damn. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist for 2 says the machine gun rig in Aliens is chef's kiss.
Oh,
yeah, no, where it's supported off the backpack, right? Because you see that with camera camera rig setups is they'll have the huge heavy camera rig in front of them, but then it is actually supported off of their waist and their back, basically, so that they can do the shots for a really, really long period of time, balance it, stable, that sort of thing. Could be something you see in the future for sure. And Penile filling inside says Richard Trench with hearts, John Skibbity. Who do they have is Jake?
Skibbity toilet Riz. Okay.
Unbelievable, Jake.
Nobody knows who I am. That's the point.
Until you took off the mask.
Chut says war trophies and pillaging, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, you keep what you kill, right? Isn't that from what terrible movie is that from? It has the Xander Cage actor.
I
You
don't
mean
know.
Vin Diesel?
It has Vin Diesel. Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick. That's the one. You keep what you kill. That's what it is.
He's got
All
some
right.
crazy night vision in that movie.
Right
Right into his eyeballs.
Right into his balls. Anyway, so speaking of crazy though, somebody sent me this and they were like, "Hey, did you see Mr. Guns and Gear's new video on the Acro P2?" And I was like, "No, of course not." Not that I have any problem with his reviews or anything like that, but he's like, "Hey, there's an ad in the video that you need to check out." Like, people were really calling him out for his ad in his video. And yeah, you guys are going to get to see one of the optics of all time. You know, we go from the future advanced warfare stuff like this to whatever Mr. Guns and Gear got paid to run this ad. Can you guys take a guess at what sort of optic it is?
A monstrum.
Oh,
It's worse. Worse.
Yeah. NC Star.
It's that level, yeah.
Is it
TV Life? TV Life, right? Or whatever it is?
No, it's
Bushnell?
worse than that.
Is it that Fire brand or whatever it's called, the one they sell on Amazon?
You guys are gonna see it, okay? You guys are gonna be amazing. This is the Amazon AliExpress special right here. All right, here we go.
Before we do that, we do need to thank the sponsor of the video, which is an optic that is a little bit less expensive. And that is the Stinger Combat Optic. It's a mil-spec holographic optic that brings military grade.
It is a knockoff.
And it's LED.
To your rifle.
Yeah, it's the knockoff EOS. It's the worst of the worst. It's an LED plastic EOTech
dot with a 1 MOA center dot, as well as that 65 MOA outer ring that many of you guys know. It also allows you to select between red and green illuminations with 8 brightness levels that are easy to adjust as the lighting conditions you're shooting in also adjust.
Now, I don't know if this is just for the ad spot, but why are there holes in glass? What are you showing me here?
It was trapped and it wanted out.
Yeah, you can't.
The optic is built tough with an aluminum housing. It's both fog and shock proof. However, it only weighs 6.9 ounces. It's lightweight and battle ready. It mounts to Picatinny.
See, dude, that's the thing. It's like, if you're gonna do the ad spot, just be honest and be like, "Hey, here's a really cheap alternative to some of the other big red dots out there." Don't be like, "Battle proven mil spec."
It says for law enforcement and military use on it.
Aluminum.
It has to be true. You can't just say that. It has to be true.
Military
Weaver and mill standard rails, and it runs on a rechargeable CR123A battery and has auto shut off to maintain good battery life. Typically, the optic comes in at $240. However, now with my link, it is just $79. That's 67% off.
So the MSRP is $250, which is obviously fake. Now the problem is on AliExpress, these are like $19.95
on
yeah.
Amazon.
They're.
Are you gonna get one and review
No,
it?
of course not. They're garbage. They're garbage.
If you
I
get the
thought
Stinger,
you were the budget. I thought you were the budget optic guy. I thought that was your thing.
It is, but no. This is a real ad from his video. This is not a joke, guys. This isn't fake. It's I ripped it directly from his video.
if you get the Stinger, you're gonna get stung, dude.
That's so true.
Ooh, there you go.
All you need to
For
go
my
with
audience,
that
plus
optic
free shipping and a
is
60-day
the
money-back guarantee. Before we do that, we do
$100,000
need-
Anduril face mask night vision setup.
So just to prove it to you guys, this is from his video here, which I have to make sure that it doesn't play. I think 510 was the clip. So it starts right here in his video.
It's a mil-spec holographic optic that brings military-grade tech to your rifle. A crisp HD circle dot with a 1 MOA center.
I hope, because I bet Mike. Mike has supported me. I like Mike. I don't have any problems with him. But I just like, if you're gonna like essentially lie to your audience and say it's, even if it's for an ad spot, I just hate this. I hate this type of stuff. So I hope it was a lot of money, like a lot of money, because like obviously you know better. Obviously you know that this is the garbage Amazon, AliExpress ripoff. So I hope you got paid a lot of money, I guess.
Dot, as well as that 65 MOA outer ring that many of you guys know. It also allows you to select between red and green illuminations with 8 brightness levels that are easy to adjust as the lighting conditions you're shooting in also adjust. The optic is built tough with an aluminum housing. It's both fog and shock proof.
I do love the 2006 zombies as the.
That is pretty amazing.
Dude, that's a big fucking zombie at 200 yards. Oh my god.
Dude, yeah, that's Goliath down there at 200 yards.
Dude,
you are dead. You are dead. If you see that thing coming at you, it's an Attack on Titan situation. You are done.
Proof. However, it only weighs 6.9 ounces. It's lightweight and battle ready. It mounts to Picatinny, Weaver, and Mill standard rails, and it runs on a rechargeable CR123A battery and has auto shutoff to maintain good battery life. Typically, the optic comes in at $240. However, now with my link, it is just...
And yeah, battle ready is perhaps the worst quote of all time. Now, it's funny that it's also with perhaps the most overpriced red dot of all time, considering the Acro P2 is like $700 or something like that. Or sorry, this is the C2. Which one's the C2? Maybe I'm retarded.
That's weird to have like to be reviewing an aim point and then to have like a cheap competitor red dot as your ad spot.
Yeah, that's like, it just seems strange. I've never seen an ad that low. He's done ads for lots of other companies, whether it's gold investment companies or whether it's like My Patriot Supply or any of the big ones that are out there. Like, I mean, if they didn't offer him much money for it, like, what a waste, because that really hurts your reputation just to be shilling like garbage for a few $100.
Well, surely he's not in like a contract where a company basically is like, hey, we're going to ask you to review a few products, and that was one of the products that they sent him to review, and he had to by a contract standard. But that seems so like a weird, that maintaining integrity, right, when you are a reviewing channel is one of the most important things, and it just seems like he's been either deceived or he knows what he's doing. It's one of the two.
No, it's Mr.
He knows exactly what
He's reviewed thousands of red dots on his channel. Like literally probably thousands of optics on his channel. He knows that these are cheap Amazon, AliExpress ripoff.
Yeah, I don't know how you just, especially with that one where it's got the holes cut in it. I just don't understand.
Well, and his audience calls him out for it too. So the irony of a Temu EOTech Chinesium junk optic sponsoring a video showcasing an aim point. The Stinger site ad roll is painful. That ad you run, I had to make sure it was really on your channel and not a fake. How much they pay to advertise an EOTech clone? Bro, why the ad for the EOTech knockoff? I mean, seriously, Mike, that ad for that piece of crap red dot though. Yeah.
But so what's worse, honestly, this or running SDI ads?
In effect, the SDI ads, because somebody could get locked into 2 years and 25 grand and waste a lot of time and money and not get what they want. The worst thing that happens here is one of his friends or somebody that, you know, one of your fans, ostensibly somebody that you care about, wastes $80.
I don't think a single person who clicked on an Acro C2 review bought this red dot.
And maybe that's his reasoning too, but it just seems strange to put your words. It maybe, but you still put your words behind the optic. And what if that company just takes your ad roll and puts it on their page? And they're like, oh, Mr. Guns and Gear told me it's battle tested. He's got 1 million subs. Mr.
And he
Guns and
also
Gear said
said it was
it's duty
holographic.
grade. Well, he said it was holographic and then corrected. He corrected with a text. Not even didn't do a
Yeah,
second
I
take.
didn't like that.
Could have done a second take. Didn't do that. Yeah.
I do think the SCI ads are bad, are probably worse because people do go for that because they don't know and then they end up paying a ton of money. But still, this is horrible. Like he must have fallen on some hard times, is all I'm gonna say. If he's taking
I
these
mean,
ads.
I don't want to speak for his ad revenue, but I'm pretty sure like his affiliate sales are ridiculous. Like if you're on his email chain or on his text deals or anything else like that, like his affiliate marketing has got to be top 5 in the industry at least. So yeah, when somebody sent me this, I was like, there's no way this is like real, right? But no, this is the first time I've seen a channel with over 1 million or right at 1 million subs, 989,000 subs, just drop something so cheap and like bad, like peddling it on your audience, you know.
Not even on the B channel.
Not even on the B channel, main channel. He does OLED ads on the B channel, not on the main channel anymore. That's funny.
If I was going to spend that kind of money on an EOTech clone, I'd at least get one of the ones that actually looks like an EOTech, like 1-to-1. If I was going to use it for like
Yeah.
airsoft, but
Redacted Arm says standard rule of thumb: anything a YouTuber sponsors is bad, scam, or both. True.
I like your channel, by the way, Redacted Arms.
Never
Heck
heard of
yeah!
one.
Shout out, get him on the show right now. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Heathen from Texas for 5 says fresh black coffee is better than all other options. Well, that's a man's man right there. Black, straight from the source.
Putting black liquid in your mouth.
No, yeah, because you like putting white liquid in your mouth, don't you, Renan?
I like
Yeah.
water. God's beverage.
God's beverage. Oh, that thing he killed everyone with? Yeah, water,
Yeah.
that thing?
That's how you know it's his.
well, did he kill everyone?
Well, not everyone,
Sorry.
okay. Fine. Correction. Moonman for 5 says, Richard, Tito, and I agree with Chud. Let me do whatever I want when I invade, and I will re-enlist and the Chronicles of Riddick. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, just give me a blank check and let me do whatever I want, and I will give you another 10 years. Heathen from Texas for 2 says, apparently someone is working on night vision contacts. Yeah?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because I mean, the tech is we're just making it smaller and smaller, right? So you have the tube or where it's actually generating the light source, and then if you can project it onto contacts and make that element of it smaller and smaller, then go ahead and do that. I think Bones had to go for the evening, so thank you for seeing yourself out there. I'll grab your channel link real fast so that I can share it with the chat. But thanks for coming on, Bones. Appreciate it, man. Have a good rest of your night, and his link is in the chat for you guys to enjoy.
07's in chat for Bones.
Huge Ass for 2 says, review it. Well, you guys are actually paying me to review it, so I probably should review it now. Thank you, Huge Ass. Fine, I'll buy one. Vintage Welfare for 5 says, I would straight up Kurt Cobain on the Jumbotron at the Super Bowl if I shilled one of those. To me, that's credibility gone. Damn. Yeah, if you see me taking an ad spot like that, just assume that I have been taken over by some demonic spirit and I need to be dealt with hammers. If that ever happens to me.
Devil's advocate, and I hate to say this, but some of the cheaper Temu Chinese knockoff products are actually getting really good. Now, I don't know about optics so much, but I have heard some of the G24 Wilcox mount clones are actually
good. Right. But I have a knockoff G24 Wilcox mount for my night vision unit, and it is all right. But that's not the point there, where it's like an accessory where you're saving $500, right?
Yes.
To hold a night vision unit in place. If I were to try and sell you that as this is a duty grade, battle tested design, you'd be like, well, no, it's just a knockoff, which is the same thing with the EOTech. And again, optics are a little bit more complicated. You got electronics, you got all sorts of stuff that needs to hold together for the thing to actually do its thing. We're not talking about a machined piece of aluminum. Like with the Temu, night vision style risers, or like the GBRS style risers, where they're like $25, $50 on Temu, but they're $350 on GBRS's website. Well, surprise, surprise, aluminum in China is the same as aluminum here for the most part, right? So as long as they're machined properly, they just kind of work.
Yeah.
Right.
There are some things you can get away with it, but I think like
100%.
advanced electronics, you're played with fire, and it shouldn't be like a you shouldn't put this on your rifle that you expect to use.
And some cheap red dots work, but I would never tell you that my Sig Romeo 5 is battle tested, you know, or like duty grade, battle tested, military grade, you know, whatever I would say, right?
Well, I mean, they have been used in Ukraine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's the most used optic in Ukraine is?
Iron
sights.
Oh.
Iron sights.
Well, you say optic.
Well, they're using old, you know, surplus Soviet AKs.
Yeah.
Although apparently they're
also-
just slobbering over getting ARs over there, is what I've heard.
I would also like to say that red dots are not complex electronics either. They're not like that fancy.
Well, what are we talking about? They're infinitely more complex than a piece of aluminum, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm just
we
saying,
have moving
as
components.
far
We
as-
have moving components. We have sealed components. We have electronic components. We have circuit boards. We have emitters. We have lots of little pieces. Yes.
I'm just saying,
We
as far as
hope we have
electronics
sealed
go,
components.
they're pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Well, it depends on how good the 12-year-old sweatshop worker is at assembling them. That's where the, you know,
Yeah.
where
It's
optical
ironic.
live or
Hey,
die on.
You want to know something, Shadow Force? When I was like 12, ironically, I made a red dot. I was like, I think I can figure out how to make one of these, and I made it, and it worked. It was pretty cool. It was like a fun thing.
Mhm.
So
was it battle tested?
No, I didn't battle test it. There were not very many battles going on in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
We
Well,
didn't
you
have
know,
any of those kinds of people.
Wait, are you saying you don't season your neighborhood?
We did nope. We did not have any of those people in my neighborhood. Different times, man.
Moonman for $20 says, here, buy the thing, do the review. I want a 30-minute long video on this thing. Do it, you Freddie Mercury, but some gayer knockoff. Also, Richard Tito, ignore that other guy. Wow. Well, for $20, you basically bought the red dot for me, so now I have to do it.
You have to do it now.
Lin Heavy Industries for 5 says, at my first major match over the weekend, we had a Chinese national with an exoskeleton for his hips and thighs. Commie clanker PCC shooters. Leave it to gamer fags to do like the most gay thing to save like 1 second with a PCC, of course.
Although, listen, want to see that video.
I want to see it too, dude. Because I've seen the ones where it is just your legs, right? And that's all it does, and it provides like support and stuff. Because when you think about it, if you're relying on that or using that, that probably makes you really stable as well. Like you have less sway.
Yeah.
Was he like disabled?
If disabled people are running around with a PCC, that's even more scary. If we're fixing paralysis now with these things.
Hey, that's what it's going to be soon.
But no, Linlin, if you Linlin, hey, if you have a video of that, can you send it my way? I would be very interested in that.
I think Linlin was the Chinese national.
They're like, hey, there was Chinese national at my local match, and he would look super cool in his exoskeleton. Casually fascist because I'm anti-dem communist. For 2 says Guns and Gear is now owned by China. There's probably a funny Chinese name for it, but thank you for the 2, sir. Ridiculous for 2 says he has Glock 49 for $479 SMS deal. That's why I asked earlier. Yeah, so if you're on his text message deals or his daily deal emails or stuff like that, like they're really good deals and they're all affiliate links. So he makes bank. He has thousands of people on his mailing list. He makes good affiliate money, which is why I'm always surprised when people who make good money, who have money, who are doing well, they take ad spots from like really sketchy companies that either they paid an insane amount of money or he saw some sort of like affiliate sponsorship there or something. It's like, you have enough money, ostensibly. Why ruin your reputation or, you know, have a black mark on your reputation for selling something scummy? I think you're ridiculous for 2. Rad's Arms for 5 says, get a real one and a fake one and return the fake as a real one. Now that's big brain move right there. And your random EOTech guy may not know the difference, which would be quite funny.
Maybe Mr. Guns and Gear had a falling out with EOTech, and this is his revenge.
I will, inshallah, I will take down EOTech. L3, my greatest enemy. Rad's Archer 2 says, have you seen the church geofencing stuff yet? Well, talking about Chinese nationals, right? That was them logging. Oh, was it Israel or China? I forget which one did it. It was Israel. Yes, they were tracking church members and where they were going and stuff like that. Is that the full story?
No, so they were targeting ads for, I think, social media, targeting people in American churches, geofencing the churches, basically people who were there, targeting them with ads on October 7th that were pro-Israel, anti-Hamas. Which is interesting because I think that's just a waste because most of the churches in America are already
if they're
giving that
evangelical,
message. Yeah. That's why I say most, because a lot of them are. So
Southern Baptists keeping Israel up.
Now, as disgusting as that behavior is, I think that a lot of companies are utilizing that.
Yeah.
For different ads and things like that. So, I mean, as disgusting as it is as a foreign nation trying to influence American citizens, you know, and our foreign policy, as if they're not doing a good enough job with our politicians as well. But yeah, I think that's just unfortunately par for the course in 2025.
Yeah.
Over on Rumble, Bushmaster for 2 says, purple holographic Ana de Armas AI in my helmet telling me I'm a good Joe. Yeah, I think
your squad.
I think a lot of people would. It would actually turn it because you have a full panoramic vision VR. It would turn into the goon chamber pretty fast. That's all I'm saying. Soldiers on the front line would do despicable things in those glasses. All right,
sign me up. I'm ready to go die for Israel.
It's gonna be what was her name? Was it Joy?
Yeah, I think it was Joy.
Joy, yeah. So it's gonna be Joy, but instead of like the blue outfit, it's gonna be Israeli flag or something like that. It's like, are you ready to die for Israel?
Is there is there an Israel flag, Miku? Does that exist?
I'm sure that Miku exists in all shapes and sizes. Let me tell you.
No.
Vintage Welfare for 5 says Carl Cucksarda says iron sights are over, so we better all start giving cheap dots a chance. Glory to the CPC. I think you mean Chinese Communist Party? You almost got it right. Almost, Vintage Welfare. Well, you're on welfare, so I couldn't expect you to spell things correctly, but I understand what you mean. Understand. The light spore. I am not reading. You're disgusting. Listen, the racism, the sexism, all of that, I'll read. Okay, but that's disgusting. You get out of here. I'm gonna find you with hammers. I'm gonna kill you myself. This is admissible in court for what I tracked down the light spore. By the way, the Heathen from Texas for 5 says, I got my P99 for 400 off of Guns and Gear X post notification. I know, that's what I'm saying. He posts great deals and they're all affiliate links. So I'm pretty sure he's making like tens of thousands of dollars a month on his affiliates alone, not including other income sources. Thank you, Heathen from Texas. Over here on Ko-Fi, we have Mr. Gain Eagers. Mr. Gain Eagers. Very interesting name. Imagine your HUD telling you all enemies are eliminated only to remove your helmet and realize you executed Order 66. No, that is a good plot to a movie where they actually have you like take out a blue on blue team like accidentally because that, you know, they were doing something they weren't supposed to or something like that. That would be a good plot to a movie right there. Danger Zone. Over on Ko-Fi for 10, thank you very much, sir, says, I bet PSI has been doing all this acting out because he has to wear a chastity belt in the corner while his wife's boyfriend hits the back wall. What do you think? I think I never want to think about that again, Danger Zone. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that.
We love you, Danger Zone. You're truly
Danger Zone, mega-based, gift to someone. We'll have to figure out who. Fresh Pinochet over on Ko-Fi says, war crime equals bad, illegal, Geneva suggestion, angry, war crime with scoreboard. Ramirez, get to the Burger Town. Multi-kill. Kill-tacular. Kilimanjaro. Very based. True. Dude, imagine hitting a truck or calling in an airstrike or something like that and just seeing all the medals pop up across your screen, just all of them.
Instant dopamine.
That's what keeps me in the fight, okay? Fresh Pinochet says, seeing that PSR vid in your recommendations with the regulator FRT, what about that thing? Any thoughts from the panel? The regulator.
Yeah, the Arizona regulator. It's a little drop-in that sits underneath your rear takedown pin in your upper. and it interfaces with your trigger shoe, and it's an FRT. They sell the whole fire control group with a just like a mil spec trigger and hammer, and a 3-position safety. But it works just like an FRT. It is an FRT. It's just a little sketchy. I'll be honest.
I wouldn't.
Wait, are we? Isn't that just a drop-in sear?
No, it's FRT. It's an FRT. It's a drop-in FRT device because as you actuate the trigger,
was just charged as a drop-in auto sear, though.
Yeah.
Oh, someone was.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've stayed away from them because they look really sketchy.
Yeah, you can make an FRT
we're skirting the line, right? Which is mega based. Skirting the line and making the law null and void is mega based. But the ATF is they're pretty hungry and they're looking at you like you're a little snack. Okay,
yeah,
you and your dog.
I would definitely I would be very careful about getting. They're also like $250.
So that one, and then the Seiko. There's another one called the Seiko. Both of them are dubious at best. I would stay away from them as of right now.
Yeah, they're it's a cool solution, but it's more than twice the cost of a super safety, and you're almost there to a rare breed. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Spending all that money just to catch a felony charge is crazy.
Now, if on super safeties, arc fire, that looks pretty cool. The arc fire system from Active Safety Designs, but that's like a true 3-position with the actual Hoffman lever, and they're supposed to be shipping out in a couple days. They were supposed to ship out last month, but they returned them due to bad QC. So they said, yeah, mid-October, we should actually have them shipped out. So we'll see about that. But I would stay away from those regulators, man. They've been out for a long time.
As crappy as it is, the one thing that we know the ATF is not going to go after is the Delta team, or sorry, the rare breed 3-position.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you know, basically, as of right now. Let me see. I saw Rads just sent me this list. Okay, interesting. So yeah, you sent me the whole. Actually, can I just download this PDF? I can download it. Okay.
I got Strategic Haley in the chat. He's gonna drop some kinesiology on us.
You better not, dude. I'm tired of the kinesiology or whatever. My wife's a doctor, so I'm a doctor by proxy, or something like that. That was probably my favorite quote in that debate.
Let me tell you about this time I took ayahuasca and murdered 14 children.
And that ayahuasca healed me from it.
Yeah.
So I think this is the full list of churches on here. If this is the right one, I hope that's the right one. Oh yeah, here we go.
Rads is saying this is an entire stream in itself.
Yeah, I mean, damn. Because I mean, this is how many pages? 86 pages. So this is way too much to go over. Over 2 hours into a stream.
Jake,
as of right now.
We need to have right now, so we don't get shut down.
The Lightspore for 2 says, oh, something really gross. Thank you. Ridiculous for 2 says you'd have a blue NAFO guy telling you not to grape. That's right. Why do you want to join the military? To rape, sir. To rape and pillage, sir. Of course. Thank you, Ridiculous. Ridiculous for 2 says it's actually CPC. They get super triggered over CCP. What is it? The Communist Party of China? Whatever. CCP. CCP is like that's the American version. We're in America for now. Chud for 2 says incredibly gassy AI on my screen. He farts when I shoot. That's disgusting, Chud. Chud needs help. Chud has deep psychological issues that need fixing. Boy Anderson for 5 says if you're a faithful churchgoer, Israel has you on anywhere from 14 to 88 different lists. Lean in, kings. It's called we do a little list maxing. Well, here's the thing, dude. If you're not on a list, you're not watching this live stream. If you're watching this live stream right now, you are certainly on a list.
I just hope
Does that include?
Go ahead.
Does that include PSI?
PSI is on a different list. It's a registry of sorts.
Oh, no.
I was gonna say on the Fed list. I just hope all our names are touching.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're all over that Fed list together, me and you. I know I'm touching Jake's dogs on that Fed list. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right. Well, we have two little tiny stories, okay, that I wanted to clear up before we get out of here. All right. So this is in response to the little toad, right, which is appropriation of right wing culture, which I am personally very offended at that this man would do that. But if you remember correctly, he got maced. They maced his little his breathing port on his costume. And so people are being very upset at that. Like, oh, you know, you right-wing people, what does it says? Fascinating that all those don't tread on me posers and their AR-15s are nowhere to be seen, and government tyranny is instead being opposed by a guy in an inflatable frog suit. The queer toad. Someone just needs to bomb this administration. This government needs to burn, and a bullet needs to be put in every one of Trump's cronies' heads. Wow. All right. We just, it's called, we do a little Fed posting on Maine, Mr. Queer Toad. Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, you go to jail for that kind of stuff.
You should. Yeah. I think if you, advocate for the death of public officials or the death of the president of the United States, like you should have a little visit from the Secret Service, you know? It's that EDP meme where he's like, what's this? Huh? What's this? Huh? What's this? Yeah, don't do that. And he got what he deserved.
It is funny though how these people think that what's going on is like federal overreach, when in reality this is just what it looks like when the federal government decides to start doing their job after they haven't done it for so long.
This is literally all the people that they said like, oh, the don't tread on me posers with AR-15s. This is what we voted for, dude. This is what we want. The dudes who are arresting you are those dudes.
Well, so yeah, deportations are on the list, and that means that ICE needs to go in there and remove people. Mm-hmm. If you attempt to stop ICE from doing its job, then these national baddies need to come in and roll over you, which I think you guys probably saw it. Last couple of days in Portland, National Guard just completely mowing over Antifa protesters, like just curb stomping them essentially. Obstruction of justice, baby. Now, speaking of national baddies, the Fratty Guard, as it's known, actually sent in the wrong group. Instead of the Fratty Guard, they sent in the Fatty Guard to Texas, which is where this meme came from a couple days ago with them and the Buc-ee's logo. Let me see. I think I have that picture somewhere around here. I have many pictures of fat National Guardsmen on my computer for some reason.
That would strike terror into my heart if that is actually what walked out of there.
Well, you know the meme, the we are gonna effing kill you, but with this one, it's we are gonna effing eat you.
They've been cloning JD Vance this entire time.
Sir, send in the Bucky squad.
Dude, it
Bucky
looks like
squad ready to operate.
I get his gun's not loaded, but it looks like he's flagging the dude in front of him. Or
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe it's a perspective, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Dude, I love that the Fratty Guard posted this image. Shaking my head. The fake news got y'all again. This is the real unedited photo of the Texas Guard. Yeah, if only.
That, Mr. H right there?
Yeah, that looks like Mr. H, actually. That's funny. And then we got Chad Efron sitting here in the back. But unfortunately, no, the image is real, and some Texas National Guard troops were placed in Illinois after failing to meet standards. And we have the chubby sleeping man here in the back. National Guard soldiers and airmen are required to meet service-specific height, weight, and physical fitness standards at all times, the National Guard Bureau said on Thursday. The Texas Military Department has removed an unspecified number of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago for not being in compliance with its validation process. According to a spokesman from the Texas Military Department, confirmed to task and purpose that a small group of the 200 National Guard members sent to Illinois this past week have been replaced after they were found not to meet certain standards. The move came amid criticism on social media over pictures that showed some of the Guard members appearing to be overweight and as an appeals court temporarily blocked the deployment of Texas troops to Illinois. In less than 24 hours, Texas National Guardsmen mobilized for the federal protection mission, a spokesperson told Task and Purpose by email this weekend. So they deployed the national fatties, and they caught a lot of flack for that because some of these big boys and girls, the girl in the back too, seem like they don't necessarily meet the criteria, right? Yeah, Randy says, I am now the standard. And since it made him look bad, and especially after Pete Hegseth is calling out all the generals and whatnot, and then they're deploying the fat National Guard to hot zones, I think it's just a PR blunder, as they would say.
I guarantee you Pete saw that picture and he needed a drink after that.
Bro, he was probably doing a Ben Steger in his office, just yelling at his aides and whatnot, like, who said these people? All right, and I think that actually wraps it up. So that was it. I just had 2 little add-ons there at the end that I wanted to get through. I didn't want to save them again for another stream. So bam, we're done. We're out of here. But before we do, Focus Strip's wife for 2 says, did the Nog enjoyers have their chicken milk today? That's disgusting.
That's Chilk. You haven't heard of Chilk before?
Chilk? No, he likes swallowing the chicken periods or whatever they're called. Thank you, Focus Strip's wife. Appreciate that, Anna, for that visual representation. Moonman for 5 says, I would never advocate for the unalive of anyone at all, ever. But if I were to, it's based when I do it, and I'm not sorry. All right, fair enough. Yeah. But I mean, hypothetically, right? I wouldn't. But at the same time, if I ever needed to defend myself in public, understandable. Fresh Pinochet over on Ko-Fi says, fair. To be honest, the only reason the Hoffman super safety is compelling is how it's the most defensible out of all the non-Delta Team Tactical / rare breed FRT. Thanks. Yeah, so that's what I'm always worried about too, is like how much benefit do I get out of this FRT, which in reality is not much, versus what's my legal risk to me and my family if something ever does go sideways, right? That's a consideration for me. Now, if you never post anything online and you're just some random dude, that equation is probably a little different for you.
I do think there's an argument to be made against super safeties that it just makes you worse shooters.
How does it make you worse shooters?
You're not, if you have the option to go fast, that's what you're going to default to instead of just working on your split times. And I think that people will say, well, I'll just, semi-auto and FRT mode. Like, they may not practice their semi-auto as much as they should when they have access to that, right? They may just say, well, I'll just go flip over, do a few bursts, and move on.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, especially if you like, let's say you have 200 rounds to train with, and instead of actually using that for good drills and whatnot, if you just like do like 3 mag dumps because it's fun, and then you wasted half of your training ammo right there, it's like, well, I can see that argument.
Yeah,
that can actually hold you back.
I would think those same people, if they didn't have the super safety, probably would have just not shot their gun.
I mean, that's also possibly fair. I think if you want to be serious about shooting and being effective, you need to be incredibly effective with your rifle as it is, and then super safe or FRT, whatever you want to call it, is simply additional capability. That's it. And it's very, very niche. Very, very niche. Speaking of niche, Chud McGill's opinions for $2 says Anna equals a cider fag. Do Sydney's milkers contain nogs? You leave my wives alone, okay, Chud? They're mine. You can't have them. Thank you very much, Chud, for the 2. I appreciate it, sir. All right. Jake, what do you got going on, homie?
Pretty much nothing. I'm just happy to be here and
Heck, I'm happy you're
share
here
this
too.
with you guys. And Christ is King. That's my message.
Heck yeah. Renan, what do you got going on, homie?
Well, my wife comes home in 2 days, so I'm gonna, enjoy just being alone for a little bit. But I do miss her a lot, so I'm excited for her to come home.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's always good. When you're gone, the wife's gone. It gives you a little bit of a break, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I kind of miss my my buddy. Where's my person that I always talk to? Where's my SO? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Richard, what do you got going on, homie?
A lot of stuff this week, but if you guys want to help support us, go over to the Focus Clips channel and subscribe over there. We are growing pretty quickly in subscribers, so it helps us out.
Fantastic. Yeah, we'll have a lot more stuff coming out this weekend. But with all of that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. We will see you in the next one. Thank you for the support, gentlemen. Moonman, you're ruining my outro once again. Unbelievable. Gosh dang it, but we appreciate you, Moonman. To everyone in chat, everyone who's donated to the war chest, we will be putting those funds to good use. Thank you very much for the support, for hanging out, for watching, for all the wacky shenanigans that we get up to. Christ is king. God bless. Moonman for 5 says, make sure Hugh and I are mentioned as sponsors of that review. Yes, Huge Ass and Moonman. Actually, I should have a minute-long ad spot in the middle of that video. And now, today's video is sponsored by Moonman, famous for his quotes. And then I just list out a bunch of things. And Huge Ass as well. That could also be quite funny. That's actually a good ad spot. A real ad spot, coming from the heart. You know, my heart goes out to you too. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Moonman. Inshallah, it will be done. Christ is king. God.
Cannot believe how beautiful